Hello viewers, welcome to the next episode of Strange Aeons, episode 8, a Spooktober special that will keep running through October and probably well into next year. How is everybody?
I'm here.
Yes.
I'm ready to find out how much of an arsehole I am. When with no recollection of being it.
Where we last left off, upon your arrival to Thrushmoor after escaping the Briarstone Asylum, Winter escorted you to the building of the Sleepless Detective Agency, who, in the absence of the local count, Hazelton Lowes, who had deserted his position as head of the county, the position of authority had fallen by default to the detectives of the Sleepless Agency after the local militia had deserted after not being paid by Count Lowes. As you entered the building, you soon discovered that in your past lives, whoever you were, you can know at the moment, not remember it, but you were fairly well unliked around town, it would seem. You were not the nicest people, being labeled by the people you met throughout town as criminals, scumbags, or just generally unpleasant. You did not receive a warm welcome at the Sleepless Detective Agency, but you were introduced to the head of the agency, Cecilia Rents, who said that you had to earn her trust before she was willing to share information with you, and asked that you go out and investigate a claim by a local fisherman by the name of Tolly that he is witnessing a green glow that he claimed to be the Briarstone Witch in a local cove. You spent some time around town beforehand, staying at the local inn, the Silver Wagon, being allowed to stay once Heimlich had paid off his large tab that he had apparently racked up prior to being committed to the asylum, and was barred until having paid the tab. The next day, you met with this fisherman Tolly, who, after some persuasion with a little bit of gold, took you out on his boat west along the coast until he dropped you off at this cove where he had claimed to see the green light. Inside the cove, you ventured into the cave after dealing with a Vine assassin guardian draped over the entrance, and inside encountered, not the Briarstone Witch, but it did appear a witch who specialized in poisons. After defeating her and her fungal wolves, you discovered a note, a request for more of the poisons that this witch was brewing inside of her cave. The request coming from a person by the name of Malicious, signed off on the note. You then returned to the mouth of the cave and were picked up by the fisherman Tolly, who took you back towards Thrushmoor, which is where we left off. So, lads.
Hello.
Approximately an hour or two later, as Tolly paddles the four of you into the harbour outside Thrushmoor, the morning wind still blowing. Oh, actually, it'd be afternoon now at this point.
I was going to say it'd be Arvo, right?
Yeah. The afternoon wind blowing on your face and saturated and soaking wet from the pouring rain. He brings you past the gibbet, a sort of gallows where criminals that are sentenced to capital punishment are hung inside cages and left to rot for newcomers and possible pirates coming to the harbor to sea. As you paddle past the gibbet, Balthus, something catches your eye. Standing at the edge of the first pier, as Tolly paddles past it, you spot a spectral-looking woman standing at the edge of the pier, gazing towards the boat. As you get a little closer, she continues to stand still. The frills of her flowing black dress, seemingly unbothered by the wind blowing at them. A black veil hanging over her face, and just a general sort of etherealness to her. You can practically see through her as the rain sort of belts down on your face.
I'll call out to her. Hello? Lady? What are you looking at?
What are you looking at?
As you sort of draw attention to the rest of everyone else on the boat, and you all turn and see what Balthus is indeed looking at. All of a sudden, a sort of loud gull flying past sort of startles you all, and you sort of look away for a brief second, only to look back at the pier, and the woman has disappeared.
What are you talking about, Balthus?
There was a lady in black, the ethereal-looking lady. She was see-through.
Was she wearing some sort of hood? There was some things that I saw out the window last night.
You mean there could be, truth to the tales of the people wanting to stay inside around here?
Well, everyone is staying inside. I guess there is some sort of truth. But I don't think this is a coincidence. I think this thing was watching us last night, too.
Can't say I like peeping toms.
Well, this would be, I guess, peeping Priscilla, perhaps. Peeping Sally. I'm not sure what the female equivalent is. I'll have to think.
Polly paddles you further into the harbor towards the fish market where you departed from yesterday. You pass by a second pier and then a third on the right. This pier, quite large, but unlike the rest that you've passed by so far, with the exception of the one with the woman standing at the edge. This pier also with sort of no activity among it. No fishermen standing there with their rods in the water. No fishing boats coming or going. Just a single dilapidated sort of dinghy tethered to the pier. It's clearly broken and half sunk, but just sort of drifting there in the tide.
It's Peeping Jane, by the way.
Peeping Jane. You notice that Tolly gives this pier a wide berth. All of a sudden changes the direction of paddle and heading northwards to form a wide arc around this pier as he continues paddling.
Why are you avoiding such a pier? It looks like you're purposely avoiding it.
That's Pier 19. Ain't nobody goes there. Not since those three fishermen. They found dead, or at least parts of him. Whatever it was that killed him didn't like about a year ago. Nobody goes there anymore.
Interesting.
You recall Heimlich, your old friend who you couldn't remember, Keldrin. who you met at the tavern last night, had informed you that the last time he had seen you before you disappeared when you were committed to the asylum was meandering about Pier 19 the day before.
So he didn't think this was like more unusual than usual for us, or for me at least. I mean, if no one else has been around, like obviously for a whole year, it's pretty sketchy.
Well, yeah, strange.
Aeons.
Aeons. Tolly continues to paddle towards the bridge before making land just outside the fish market.
Looking as we go past, when I look at Pier 19, do I get any sort of flashbacks or anything? Like any sort of
grayscale vision?
You do actually.
Well, I mean, yeah. Yes.
Roll a wisdom check for me.
Ooh.
As you sort of close your eyes and just listen to the sound of the rain sort of pattering down on the deck of the boat, you have a brief flash of memory. Sort of 3/4 of the way down the pier, you're laying on your chest, reaching over the edge, and stashing something underneath the pier, up in the rafters.
Mm-hmm.
You distinctly remember the splash of seawater on your face as you're doing so.
Cool. All right. I don't mention it. I keep that to myself for now.
Okay. So you make land at the fish market, and Tolly bids you good day. Heads off towards in the direction of the Silver Wagon. Or the Stain.
Well, I
The
guess
Stain. The sort of pub, is it? Oh my god.
I mean,
Stain,
honestly,
what are we
when
in
I first
Manly?
loaded this map, I thought
Yeah,
it
it's a
said
pub in Manly.
Stalin.
Pub in Manly. The Stalin.
All right, so this town is in the northern beaches.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Definitely going to get glassed.
What do you guys want to do?
What do we want to head back to the Sleepless? So
Yes, well, I think that's a good idea.
maybe even
go
tell the young
Tell
fella.
Cecilia
Hmm.
that we've killed the witch.
A witch, anyway.
Well, a witch, yeah.
We could even say it is the witch, and therefore everyone
Bryce,
could
though.
feel a little bit more relaxed.
I felt that was a little bit too easy, though. Like,
Yeah, I was expecting something a bit. Not to say that the fight wasn't tough, but
Yes.
Something.
a bit
But
more
for persons
epic.
of our
Yes.
magnificent skill, surely we just bested the witch and that was it.
But that's as if the tales of the witch are true. Like, it could just be a rumor that people are thinking of. That is spreading around town like wildfire.
yes.
Like a pandemic, almost. And maybe them hearing that some sort of witch has been killed might, relax them a little bit. Worst comes to worst, there'll be more victims, and we can now explore it a bit more.
Go kill the real Drystone witch,
Yes,
possibly.
possibly. I mean, I don't know why we're thinking of it. It's not really related to us. I'm more interested in getting inside Iris Hill. But I guess we're gonna have to
Yes.
find some other way in if there is. Those people who are at the front, do we know, like, I can't think of if we know the origin of them or, like, where they came from. That was mentioned, but I think I've forgotten.
Well, no, it wasn't mentioned. But you can make a. Maybe.
History?
No, not history.
Nature? Religion?
Maybe
So I'm
nature.
listening off my plus
Yeah,
five.
it's just strange. Without knowledge, geography, and knowledge local in 5e, I am lost.
It would probably be nature then.
Yeah, I think nature is the closest thing.
I have the faintest clue where
You
those
do,
gentlemen who are at the front protecting it are from. But they are getting past them. I'm really interested in, our old, I guess you could say, hunting grounds. Well, not really hunting grounds, more the place we used to be of employment.
I don't think we can persuade them. I was about as persuasive as you can imagine.
Yes, I do remember that. You were quite you almost had me convinced. Well, I guess the best thing that we can do is probably head back to the Sleepers building. But should we inform the fisherman that the lights are gone so he stops shouting and hollering, or should we just let that play out?
Oh, you told Tolly when you got back on the boat.
Told.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I completely forgot that Tolly was the one who was shouting and hollering. That's
So
right.
maybe he'll stop spouting nonsense around the town now.
Yes, now that he
It's
knows the
unlikely,
witch is
though.
dead.
He's a little bit crazy, that one.
He was a fun character, to say the least.
Well, as you sort of move up the road to the intersection outside the fish market and turn towards the Sleepless building, all of a sudden a loud ruckus catches your attention. A mob of somewhere between 10 and 20 people are moving up the road towards you from the west. They get they're just within earshot, and you sort of stop and glance at them as they approach. Angrily marching up the road. As they get closer, you see many of them have armfuls or basketfuls of fruit and vegetables as they move towards you.
Are they coming directly for us?
It doesn't seem that way.
Is there a side alley we can walk up to see if they follow that
Yeah,
direction?
yeah,
Or
yeah.
like a side street?
Off the main,
Yeah,
off the
yeah.
main road.
So
yeah.
you duck into one of the side streets
Is
nearby.
the fruit and vegetables rotten?
Well, as they get closer,
No.
after you duck into the side streets, from where you're standing, it does seem to be not very vibrant-looking fruit and vegetables. And the mob continues past you and continues moving east along the road that goes past the Sleepless building.
As they're going past, can I try and get pull aside one of the stragglers if there's any stragglers?
Yeah, there's plenty of them.
Excuse me, what are you all getting angry about? What's going on?
We're going up to that newcomer, his house, the artist that's been in town. It's him that's been drawing all these nasty fucking murals on all the town walls. We're gonna go show him what's what.
Murals, art? Okay, well, have fun with that, I guess.
You recall seeing the the murals that match the cities that Oliver Zandalis was drawing.
Yeah.
Well, should we follow
I think we might need to visit this artist before he's lynched.
I feel like we would...
Do you want to follow along? Can I purchase some of the fruit off you, friend?
You want to buy some rotten fucking tomato? Here, take a handful.
Do you have a basket?
Make sure you put it to good use. No, you can't
Do you
have me
have a
fucking
fish?
basket. Just take two of them.
Do you have a fish?
All right, thank you.
I'd like to throw
I'll
a
take
fish.
two of his rotten tomatoes.
No fish, only tomato. Only vegetable.
All right.
Oh, I don't rate these rotten tomatoes.
If I found a fish, could I throw it?
I'm sure you could. Look, I've got to catch up with the mob now. Goodbye.
Yeah, sorry. Carry on. All right. Okay. Oh, I want to follow these guys.
Yeah, I'd like to trail along behind.
See
Not
what's going
actually
on.
attached to the actual mob, but yeah, following to see what they actually do. With
Alright.
two rotten tomatoes in
Just
akimbo
leaking
rotten
in your
tomatoes in
hands.
hand. Yeah.
So they continue east along the road for a good minute or two before they're crossing the bridge that leads to the small island and stopping at the second building, the one here labeled Azok Studio. They congregate out the front of this house as you're making your way across the bridge behind them. And at this point, no one's throwing anything yet, but you see them start rubble-rousing out the front of this house, and you see a dark, dark-haired, tall man with pointy ears come out, a half-elf. He's as you come into earshot, you catch the end of a shouting match between him and the mob. He's like, bloody hell, it doesn't even match my style! I was brought here to paint a nice fresco inside the chapel. We know it's fucking you. You ain't welcome in this town anymore. It basically continues back and forth for the next 30 seconds or so as you approach.
I'd like to get the town, like the mob's attention, and be like, everyone, just calm down. Perhaps we could, negotiate this in private. And I suggest that our group and the half-elf go inside to, just talk it out first before anything escalates.
Roll a persuasion check against the mob.
Gideon would prefer to be part of the mob at this point. just hide amongst them. I have reasons. I'm going to mingle.
Pretty good persuasion check. One of them turns to you and goes, "Hey, who the fuck are you?"
We're the ones who just dealt with the witch.
All of a sudden, there's like sort of panicked and hurried, like whispering between all the lynch mob at the mention of the witch. Like, the witch is here. She's like, "You saw the witch?"
No, we
Killed
killed
the
the bloody thing. It was really easy, actually. She was, like, you probably could have just sent like 3 or 5 people out there, just yourselves, and dealt with it. It was like, she was actually kind of like,
Well, not
really.
3 because there were 4 of us, and we still struggled a little bit.
Well, all right. Well, okay.
Gideon.
Oh, go on. What were you saying?
No, you go. Okay. Well, I will try and assist this by hiding amongst the crowd and just going, "You guys are heroes!" From amongst the crowd, trying to like amp up the crowd.
Gideon, roll a stealth check to blend in because you're very easily recognizable.
All right, at disadvantage.
And Aoife, I need
Doesn't he use the side of his mouth like ventriloquist?
I'll need a persuasion check from you, Aoife, as well.
How's an 11?
No.
You're a hero.
All right. So the mobsters looks to turn to each other. They're like, "You really did it? You killed the witch? Do you have proof that you killed the witch? Where's her body?"
We have her emerald,
We don't need a body.
The green light. We do have that somewhere, right?
The emerald. Well, someone's carrying it.
Yeah, someone's got it.
Do I have it? Oh god. If I have. No, I think you've got all the jewels, don't
pretty
you?
sure
You've got them all in the box.
I have the chest of gemstones, so I would probably have the emerald as well.
Yeah. All right. So you produce the glowing emerald for them all to see. There's like oohs and ahs like among them, the lynch mob.
It's fantastic.
It's like, whoa! It's like you're at this point they're all recognizing the 3 of you, except for Gideon, who's somehow blending in with the crowd. And it's like, hey, ain't they Hazleton Lau's dogs?
Who are you calling dog?
They point towards you, Aoife, as you say that. He's like, yeah. He's like,
Gideon joins in.
I'm gonna pull an arrow on the first person that called me the dog.
roll it,
Jesus.
intimidation check.
Intimidation.
That's pretty good. The crowd instantly just scatters as you whip out a loaded bow and started pointing at them, leaving Gideon just like standing there as they scatter around him. There's
brave. Oh, sorry.
sort of screamed panic as they all sort of run away, scatter away from you guys. And you hear someone go, "The gruesome twosome have returned! She's got murder in her eyes again!"
The what?
The gruesome twosome.
Gruesome twosome.
Well, I wish
That's
I had a
something
cool
that's
nickname
gonna need
like
to be
that.
followed up on.
Pointing at Aoife and Balthus.
Well, it's probably fair for me, but Balthus doesn't kill many people.
As the crowd parts, the half-elf is left standing there, just arms like limp hanging by his sides. He's like, "Well, I guess I should thank you."
Yes, you should.
Let's go inside for a cup of tea.
Sure. Yes. Come in. Tea. Yes, I can make tea. I have
Uh,
a picture of
So I'm
it.
just gonna toss these 2 rotten tomatoes to the side. I guess I probably dropped them when I drew my arrow. And
No, you put them on the end of your arrow.
As
That's a very,
he ushers
very
you.
good-looking photo.
He ushers, yeah, it is. He ushers you into his house. The living room scattered like sort of around the kitchen. Sort of flecks of paint all over the floor. Multiple like sort of finished and unfinished canvases and easels all around. He's sort of still wearing a paint-stained apron as well. I'm afraid you'll have to. Excuse me, I'm actually quite new to town. I'm not familiar with any of you. My name is Lelwyn Zok. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you too. We've all had several years, in fact most of our lives, forgotten from memory, so you could call us new in town. But yet everyone else knows us. I'm Gideon, by the way. Professor Gideon.
Oh, Gideon. Yes, pleasure to meet you. Just make yourselves comfortable. I'll brew up the tea. He sort of turns around, starts meandering around the kitchen with his back to you. Yeah, I think I've got some scones here, maybe some bread. Look at here. As he's sort of meandering around, the biggest canvas in the room, still on the easel, catches your eye, and all of a sudden, a sort of bleak realization of what it is. For a full-figured portrait of a party of 4 dark figures, each with their faces blurred out, but it is clearly the 4 of you, and behind them, 3 cities, seamlessly flowing into one another amidst a cloud of yellow mist.
3 cities.
Yeah.
Gideon will point at it. Do you think there's that?
I thought he was making the point that he wasn't the one painting things like this.
Well, does it look similar to the paintings that we've seen in town?
Well, the murals you've seen in town appear to be charcoal in nature, and.
But do they look similar to the cities that we're seeing?
No, it is clearly a different style of painting.
Okay.
Yeah. Whereas they look whereas they look like fairly rough and with a strange vividness to them. This one is, yeah, it's just an oil painting.
Is that? I mean, I just wanna. That's not us, is it? I'm trying to say this about Lewin, Hasten.
Sort of without looking up at you, he's sort of pouring tea on the table. He's like, "Oh yes, that's my latest work. Came to me in a, I mean, not to sound pompous or anything, but sort of came to me in a dream the last few nights." And he sort of finally looks up after finished pouring the last cup of tea, and he's like, "Oh, well."
Oh, indeed. Have you had many more of these visions?
It's you.
It is. Hello.
You're the ones I saw in my dream.
Hi.
Well, we didn't know that, but I guess we do now. Hello. What did we do in your dreams?
I don't know. I can't quite say. You were just meandering around in these cities in the fog, and I don't know.
That does sound like us.
It was odd. It was like there was a weird prominence to my dreams. It's quite strange. As he's at this point, he's fumbling around with his paint jars and stuff, and he's got a palette out, and he's sort of like pouring paint on them. He's like, look, would you mind posing for me so I can finish the portrait?
Yes, absolutely, I would mind. Yes, no, I'm not going to do that for you.
I'll pay you, of course.
I'll pose.
I'm happy to
Pose for pay.
and pay. Yes.
Start taking off my robe.
I'm not
Finished.
posing for you, but
To finish,
I'll help you.
To finish the faces, of course. I don't need you to pose or anything, but it
I
won't,
put on my wizard robe and hat.
won't take any more than an hour or two.
an hour or two.
I'm
We
fine.
do
How
have
good is his
stuff to
work?
do.
Hey, he's pretty good.
We kind of need to get back to the Sleepless Detectives, or the Sleepless Building, or whatever they're called.
Oh, please, I'll pay you 10 gold pieces each.
Looking at the cities that are inside the painting, the 3 cities, do I recognize them?
Not beyond the fact that it is the same city you recognize from the dreams you had at the asylum.
Ah, so it's three. Is it three different cities or three the same?
They all have the same architecture.
Okay,
The three cities, yeah. But it is clearly depicted as, yes, three different cities, although they're sort of merging into each other.
Interesting. I don't mind posing. Small bit of petty cash is fine.
We could do with the money.
Gideon
We
puts
could
on his
also
best
do with some
smile.
information. Perhaps some more details about these cities and how you came to come here.
Yes, Heimlich, that was what I was thinking as
That
well.
too, but also gold. Would be.
Well, as he begins to paint and he sort of converses with you over the painting, he's like, yes, well, I was commissioned to come here by the sister at the new Pharasman Chapel just across the road to paint a mural. I'd not been here for a day or two before she went missing, unfortunately, around a week ago. And no one's seen her since, and well, since she hasn't paid me yet, I haven't started my mural, so I've just been making do since then.
There are some allegations that you've been making plenty of murals, actually.
Yes, I had nothing to do with those bloody abominations on the walls in town. Completely different from my style. Never
It
used
seems
charcoal.
like a bit of a
Is the
coincidence.
content similar?
Is the what similar?
The content? Because we're like in a cityscape in his...
Yeah, well, clearly
painting.
the subject matter of this particular painting that he's working on is the same, but at a glance, different painting styles.
So maybe it's not just us five now that are having this dream. Somebody else is having the dream as well.
And bloody hell, look at the size of them and how many of them there is. Surely I would have been caught by now if it was me.
Well, no one's been caught, so it very well could be you.
Do you mind painting out my hole in my mouth? Just
Oh.
make my face look normal. Is that okay?
Yes.
Or have you already done that bit?
Oh, no, but I guess I can have your face tilted slightly to the right there.
Is that if I look this way, is that better?
Yes, no, lovely. The sideways look. Blue steel, they call it.
Ah, yes. He smiles, and you can like see through his smile out the side of his mouth.
No, no.
Anyway,
Do you have any further questions for him?
do you know of any other artists that are in town, perhaps?
No, I can't say I do, really. I assume that's why I was summoned here. I mean, well, there is the smithy, the dwarf woman. She likes to make sculptures. It's across the river there. Lamps, mostly, and
Binta?
Yes, we spoke to her.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
We've given her the difficult task of making crossbow bolts.
Yes, well, a little bit abstract, but yeah, I mean, you could call it art, I guess. Yeah, art, throughout the conversation of while he's painting, it comes up that you guys have nowhere to stay and you're staying at the Silver Wagon. And he's like, well, look, as long as the sister's gone, there's plenty of vacant space at the chapel. I guess you could always reside there if you need to. It's the least I could do to thank you for driving that mob away from my house.
Or if
You have the authority to do so.
Yes, I have keys. I believe there's 3 beds over there and plenty of space to fix up another pallet on the floor for the...
I'll be honest, I do feel more comfortable sleeping inside hallowed ground, potentially.
I suppose with the history that we've had before, it would be nice to not maybe have nightmares again.
Precisely.
You, Laban, have you only had the one dream vision thing that you were talking about? Where you saw
well,
us?
I had it over 3 nights, if I recall correctly, but it was the same dream each time.
And you
how
don't
long
know...
ago?
Oh, sorry.
That's
Sorry.
okay. It's hard.
How long? Yes.
How long ago did you have these dreams?
Well, not the last 3 nights.
So it was a recent project then.
Yes.
Ah, and did you happen to see a man who looked like a mummy with like a razor?
I can't say I've seen anything of that description.
He didn't try to disembowel you,
No, nobody tried to disembowel
cut
me.
your arms off, or slice you up for good.
No, but I can imagine a few of those angry mob might have wanted to.
Yes, no, they might have if they had got hold of you, but it's totally. If you have that dream, just don't. It's just not very nice.
Oh, yes, I'll keep that in mind.
But if you
And-
do start having that dream, you have to just sleep on hallowed ground. Yes, that should. Yeah.
I'll
and
take that
you
on board.
you don't know where those cities that you've painted are, or what they're called?
No, I can't say I do. It was hard to explain. It was a dream. But it was as if though part of it existed in some sort of living dream. Like I was inside somebody else's dream. I don't.
Yes, that is strange.
It's hard to explain.
That is interesting.
Do you know anyone that we might be able to talk to that might know of such things? Like a cleric or
Oh, I'm afraid. Well, with the sister missing,
holy?
town cleric is the AWOL.
I think that's probably the best place we should start looking if she disappeared. Or bless you. She didn't ruin the
Thank you.
photo, did she? Although the painting, should I say?
Yes, well, I'll give you the keys to the chapel and feel free to have a look around. Please don't steal anything.
Yes, steal stuff. I mean, don't. Yes, of course.
Alright.
Are you done? Oh, no, still going. Okay.
Yeah, do you guys have anything further to ask him, or?
No, I think I'm happy if he's gonna let us sleep in the cathedral.
Yeah, I'd like to sleep in a church. I think after what we experienced with the dreams before, just in case, it'd be nice to sleep on hallowed ground. Yeah.
Alright. Well, yeah, around 2 hours later, he finishes the portrait and gives you guys the keys to the chapel and bids you a good evening.
Oh, thank you, Lelvin.
Thank you, Leon. Again, you're welcome to stay with us.
Oh, that's fine. I have a bed here.
But you have those nightmares.
Well,
Please.
I haven't had any nightmares, really.
Oh, they've been really nice dreams of us?
Well, I can't say it was nice, so to speak, but it wasn't terrifying. It was just odd.
Okay. Well, we are an odd bunch. It's a good day. And just mildly bows and wanders out.
Should we go talk to Cecilia now and tell her about us killing the witch? Possibly.
Should we check to see if the keys works for the new chapel?
That's probably a good idea before we go all the way across the other side of town.
Does the key work for the new chapel?
It works, yeah. You get inside. It's a fairly small chapel. There's like the area with the shrine and pews, and then there's a sort of side room, like something of a dormitory with the beds inside.
So how long ago was this occupied from everyone's recent memory before everyone went missing? Is it about a week?
Since the cleric went missing, yeah, it was about a week ago.
Yeah. Okay, so obviously not enough time to build up any dust or anything to make...
No.
Yep. Okay. There is something that I haven't mentioned yet. When we were going past Pier 19, I had a sort of flashback, a memory.
Yes. Oof.
I've stashed something underneath Pier 19. I don't know if it's still there, but
We could go have
there
a
was
look.
something.
But you're
think
saying
maybe
you
we should do
actually
this.
remembered something?
It was very vague. There's not too much I do remember, but this could be important. I don't know what it is though.
I think we should check it out.
Yes, 100%. Let's
Maybe
go.
we should go when it is dark out,
But no
so
one.
no one
Possibly.
can see.
Oh,
Wise decision, yes.
But at the same time, if people are staying clear of that area, no one will see us anyway.
Well,
It's
we've got
quite
to
late
go
in the
talk to
afternoon.
Cesadia anyway, so let's go
That's
do that
fine.
first, and then
Okay,
go
yes.
to the pair and see what Heimlich had.
All right, let's sally forth.
All right, so you make your way over to the Sleepless building. As yesterday, you sort of arrive at the front door to find it locked. You knock loudly. There's no answer. You knock a second time before you finally hear a set of footsteps on the inside.
They say it's sleepless, but it's always like someone's just actually asleep and we're waking them up.
Oh yes.
The same woman that answered the door yesterday answers the door. Oh, it's you. What do you want?
We want to talk. Who are we talking to again? Sorry.
We'd like to talk to Cesadia, Meg,
Yes.
please.
We'd like to talk to Cecilia, please, Meg.
Yes, all right. Come in. Keep your weapons stowed.
Can do. Yep.
You walk inside. You find it looks like most of the agency is finished off for the day. The only people still inside is Allard Hagley, the elderly man with the mutton chops, is still hunched over his desk doing paperwork. Meg motions you into Cesadia's office. Ah, you've returned.
Yes, hello.
Yes.
How are you all faring? How's the amnesia?
It's still there.
Yep, still present.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Still don't remember
I forget
anything.
sometimes.
Yes.
My
I get it.
brothers. So funny.
Yes.
Well, we've killed that witch that you were talking about, or that the Tolly, the fisherman, he was talking about.
The green light that he was going on about.
You killed the witch.
We killed a
Well,
witch.
a witch?
A
I'm not
witch.
sure. Well,
Oh,
It's up to
okay.
you whether
Oh,
you
well,
like
she
the,
it.
had
a,
it.
yes, it's whatever.
Right, and
It could be the witch. I mean, it might settle down hot heads in the city if you say it was the witch.
right. So what was this witch doing
She had dogs.
to warrant
She was-
your murder of her?
Well, she was brewing
It was
poisons and
murder.
potions and tinctures and stuff.
We might add that she attacked us first. It
Yes,
wasn't-
well, yeah.
It was self-defense murder.
We do
But we
have
did kill
a letter that does describe this account.
Alright, well, let's see it then. Do you show her the letter?
Belfast.
Here. There's a letter.
She sort of looks at the letter, sort of reads it, and a few seconds later, she like cocks an eyebrow and looks up. She's like, "Ah, I see. Oh, this is very interesting."
In what way?
Well, Melisson is the name of a woman residing at Iris Hill by the name. Her full name, Melisson Kokoro. And in Count Lau's absence, she's been appointed the caretaker of the estate.
Melissa Kokoro.
This is very interesting.
We thought so too.
I wonder why she wants poisons.
Probably for murder. Go throw that out there. Usually. Or to give someone an upset stomach, perhaps.
Well, regardless, good work. Maybe now if Tolly stops spouting nonsense around town and stirring up more panic.
We did
Well,
tell
we
him,
did tell him that we killed the witch, yes. So, hopefully.
and an angry mob.
Yes, good.
Yes.
Good.
So the town might believe that the actual witch is now dead.
Right. Well, there's one man who definitely won't believe you.
Go on then.
There's,
Is that the crazy man that we may have seen in front of the local tavern?
Oh, you've met Elgrior then?
He's a fantastic lad.
Oh, yes, he's great. Yes, he's causing a right amount of complaints coming into my office.
Is that good or bad?
No, it's bad. He's stirring up a lot of
right.
unnecessary panic with his doomsaying. I tell you
Well-
what. If you can go out and sort out Elgrior, non-violently,
Ah, okay. Thank
Oh.
you for specifying.
and
Yes.
then come back and see me tomorrow, and perhaps we'll exchange information.
Fantastic. Okay, let's do.
Right, well,
Just
Jiso stands
one
up from behind
other
the desk.
thing.
Yes.
We, I was wondering if you had any information about the missing sister from the new chapel.
Well, what sort of information?
Where's she
Well-
gone?
Yes. Well, where has she gone? But also, I was just going to try and to see if you know any previous sightings or any information about people that she might not have liked or might not have liked her, possibly.
Well, I'm afraid not. She was fairly well liked. She was the local cleric, healer, preacher. She just disappeared along with several other people over the last week.
What was her faith?
It's a church of Pharasma.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Is there any connection between the other people that are missing and this cleric?
No, from what we've observed so far, there's no correlation. It seems to be random.
Hmm.
All right. Well, we'll sort out this. Was it Elgriol? Elgriol?
Yes, Elgrior, yes.
Elgriol.
You can usually
We'll
find him.
sort
He's,
it out for you.
he's usually peddling his bullshit out the front of the Stain or the Silver Wagon at this time of day.
Right. We might get a few drinks into him and see if we can settle him down somewhere. Maybe just yes, non-violently.
Yes,
I might have to let
100%.
Balthus or Heimlich take the lead on that one because not entirely sure how to do that. But
Yeah.
sure.
All right.
See you
then,
on the
I'll-
moto.
Yes, bid you good evening.
Good evening. Thank you. Do we want to sleep before we find the guy, or we want to just straight up go after him?
Do we want to go to the pier first and then go find the guy?
If it is the
Well,
evening.
what if whatever Heimlich had was actually kind of important? I don't want to be running errands after having picked something like that up.
That's a good point.
Did we leave anything at the hotel?
Don't think so.
Yeah, I think
Cool.
we got most of our equipment on us.
We travel pretty light.
Yeah. I don't have much to my name. I still want to find my bedroom, if I'm honest.
There's one thing I do want to find. I want to find a pearl that's worth 100 gold pieces.
There's one.
Ah, thank you.
That's right, you can have it. My gift to you.
Is there a place to find such a thing?
I mean, you could try at the Heimat. I mean, it is a fishing town, so pearls could be quite a common thing.
Ooh, maybe a bit cheaper. Oh wait, no, it's got to be worth 100, so you're just getting a slightly bigger.
Yeah, but you know what I value a pearl at is 100 gold pieces by default. So clearly it must work.
I mean, the smaller it is, the more valuable it is, isn't it?
The smaller it is,
100%.
the gooder it is.
Yeah. Is that piece of coal that you have in your hand, I rate it as 100 gold pieces, and I recognize it as a pearl.
Alright, so what,
yes,
what are you guys
I
doing?
definitely would like to find a place where I can buy this pearl from.
Well, that would be the Heimat, but it is coming on close of business time, so you may have to try the next day.
We run.
Okay. All right, we run.
We have 45 seconds.
Run! Run!
No,
Wait,
we've measured it out. We can run across this entire map in.
6
Oh
seconds.
no, it's been fixed.
Oh no.
We're not getting there.
I cast Expeditious Retreat on Heimlich.
you actually?
I mean,
No, that's
for
fine.
10 minutes, you can do this. You can run, like, basically do dashes as bonus actions.
We
Oh,
will
wait, no.
wait until tomorrow.
Okay.
It's only 300 feet. We could have made it. It's only 5 rounds. 5 rounds is 30 seconds. Boom.
Dude, yeah, but that's as the crow flies.
Well, it's 100 foot. It's only an extra round. So it's 36
Well-
seconds.
In the time that we have been talking, the stores have closed. How dark is it outside at the moment?
It's not quite dark yet. Like, I mean, it's pretty much dark all the time because of the overcasts of everything. So you don't need a lantern yet. Put it that way.
You never ask how dark it is, it's how lit it is.
Ah.
And then we all dab.
Right. So where are you going?
I hate it so much.
Yeah, maybe we should head to the. I want to head to. I really want to go to the healer's house, the church.
I really want to go to the Stain.
The stain.
Just-
The healer's
Just 'cause
house
of the
is
name.
the apothecary that you visited.
We went
Oh,
there this
sorry.
earlier that day.
Sorry, where was the Is this? Where's the the new chapel opposite Hasko's house?
Yeah, that's where you are now.
Ah, okay.
No, we're here at the moment, right?
We're here.
Oh,
we're the
sorry,
city
that's where you were. Yeah, that's where you're staying.
Well, we could go to the chapel now, or we won't make it to the mart. We can go find what's his face, see who he's shouting at, or we can go check out Pier 19. I guess. I'm going to put the vote forwards for the new chapel.
I'm happy to check out our digs. I mean, if what Heimlich has left there is still there, surely it will survive another night.
Well, it doesn't have to survive the entire night. All we have to do is pick it up after it's dark.
True.
Exactly. I'm happy to sleep until the early hours of the morning, go over there, grab it, before the fishermen... Wait, what time do fishermen get up? The early
Early?
risers. Yes, so we have to try and get up before them, so when they leave they don't see us at the pier.
Well, it is only around 5 p.m. I think we might be able to do that.
Yeah.
But that'd be good. I'm getting another phone call from Dang Dong. What is this device? I don't understand. Someone's trying to call me. Apologies.
I'd say you're going back to the chapel to rest.
We passed by the smokehouse. Is that some like really super cool, like trendy?
It's a place where
Bar?
it's a trendy place where they smoke fish to preserve it.
Ah, fantastic.
$5 for Uber Eats.
Yeah, I was thinking like it's an all-you-can-eat buffet of just smoked fish. Do they leave fish outside?
Yeah, so you going back to the chapel to long rest?
Well-
Yeah. Give us.
Yeah.
I'd like to go to the chapel and check it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we actually buy dinner from the smokehouse on the way home?
No, it's not a restaurant.
No, but I mean, like if they
But
just
could it
sell
be?
fish, like cured fish.
They sort of just smoke it there. They sell it at the markets.
Right.
All right, so you guys can hit the long rest button.
What's it like, the chapel?
Didn't I tell you? I told you before when you went there.
I don't think we've been to the chapel yet.
Yes, you went straight there
Yeah,
from
we have.
the artist studio.
Did we?
Yes.
Yes.
Ah. Okay. Apologies. Right. Alright, I will unfuse your items now, by the way.
Yep.
I'm going
Damn.
to... Well, just off your armor. And I'm going to put it on my own armor.
Oh, so...
So just reduce your AC.
Yeah.
And then I will add a +1 to my scale mail.
All right.
Let me
so
just get that off.
you long rests till about 1 a.m. And then are you heading to Pier 19?
Yeah. I
Do you want to see if Elgrio is still about? He might still be raving out the front of the stain, or the silver wagon could try and intimidating him into just shut the fuck up or something. Or do
I
you do
mean,
that another day?
this is up to you. If you would like to beat vagrants, then we can do that.
Well, we did say it was going to be non-violent, so it's going to have to be one of you three that actually talks to him.
I'll try convince him. But are we going to do that first? Surely he's asleep at the moment.
He's a
Surely
drunk.
we
He's
can-
always awake at weird hours.
Surely we can go to Pier 19 if
I think Pier 19
we have a good
first.
time.
Yeah.
Sure, whatever you want.
Well, Heimlich, do you want to lead the way as is you're the only one with the flashback of where you hid something?
Yes, of course. I strike the light in the lantern and kind of keep it as concealed as possible by draping something over it to kind of focus the light that's coming out of it.
I'll as you're leading, I'll stay, a bit back because I don't need the light to see. So this way, at least I'm in the cover of darkness, kind of thing.
Gideon's standing right next to you.
Yeah. Cool. So you guys are, because you can see in the dark. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, Gideon, shall we go? These two can stay in the dark behind us.
Yes, the trick of the elven eye, I guess. The advantages.
Or possibly just the failings of the human one.
Wait, I still have my goggles.
Yeah, that's why
Well,
I want the pearl.
Josh, those goggles, were they night vision goggles?
No, you guys
Never
didn't
actually
figure
told
out.
me.
You never figured out what they did.
Okay, well, I've had my goggles on this whole time. Have I noticed anything different with wearing them, or?
No.
Okay, well, I've still got them on. So if I can't see in the dark,
some slight,
it's just...
like fisheye vision.
Okay. Is there a check I can do now that I've woken up to double check what it does?
No.
Okay, no worries. Alright, well, I'll still walk around with these cool goggles on.
Well, as soon as we get the pearl, I can cast Identify and find out exactly what they do.
Yes, you're right. Quickly... Right, well, shall we?
All right. I lead out of the new chapel with Gideon, and kind of like leave a fairly good distance, with the elves behind, trying to keep up, but in the shadows, and head over to where I think I've stashed the
Whatever.
the goods.
Okay. So as you arrive, as you come in sight of Pier 19 in the darkness, it's sort of wreathed in fog and the heavy rain, the early hours of the morning. Splashing, the water is quite choppy in response to the strong winds. There's sea spray sort of splashing to and fro around you. I'm just going to put on some seaside ambience. You guys venture. Who are you all gonna venture down the pier with Heimlich?
No, I'm not. How long's the pier?
It is.
You'll be within range. I'll put money on that.
It's like it's almost 140 feet long.
Yeah, I want to stay at the end of the pier and just keep an eye out.
I'll stay
Keep it low profile.
sprinting distance.
I'm right next to him. I'll even hold the lantern for him as he's peering over.
All right. Okay, so that's Balthus and Aoife are staying.
I think Balthus was a bit further forwards than I am.
Yeah, I'd be like maybe 30 feet closer than Aoife.
Alright. So as you venture down the end of the pier to approximately where your vision sort of gave a clue that you may have stashed the package, Heimlich. You lay down, your face sort of facing down at the waves as you fumble around underneath the pier. There's a good 30 seconds you sort of lean forwards ever more and duck your head underneath to get a view, and you spot a leather-bound package jammed up in the rafters underneath the pier. Sort of wrench it free and stand back up and turn around to Gideon.
What have you found?
I don't know. I kind of like hurriedly kind of put it into my shirt to try and hide it and move back towards the others.
Oh, I'll give my hand up.
At this point, while Gideon and Heimlich are sort of fumbling with something midway down the pier, Aoife and Balthus, you watch on as all of a sudden some strange amorphous mass oozes up the two pylons halfway down the pier and begins to sort of form a mass between you and the other two.
Oof.
Does it do anything? Is it trying to... I'm just trying to say, is the mass look menacing in that it's going to try and attack people?
Well, it looks highly unnatural. The first thing that springs to mind is that giant ball of flesh that you guys fought back in the asylum.
Right. If sees that similarity, she would immediately loose an arrow at it.
Alright, so with no warning for the other two. It gets the jump on you.
Oh no.
Seems strange as the full mass of them sort of ooze their way up onto the pier, and they sort of begin to rise up to around 5 or 6 feet of writhing mass of just mouths and eyes begins to sort of caterpillar its way towards Heimlich and Gideon.
Yuck!
What the fuck is that?
That's a thing of nightmare.
There's two of them. I'm not very excited.
Alright, everyone roll for initiative.
Let's do it. Yeah, baby. 15-15. Alright.
Alright. In combat, Balthus, you have the initiative.
Cool. I will start us off with a twinned spell, which I believe I only need one. Yeah, I need two actually. And I'm targeting them both with a Chaos Bolt. Just acid damage on the first one. Do some psychic damage on the second one.
Alright, both hits. 12 damage, acid damage on the top one. 15 psychic damage to the bottom one. As Balthus extends both hands and fires two different colored chaos bolts that sort of weave around each other as they fly down the appear like an RPG and then split up at the last second and collide with each of the two gibbering masses. Gideon, is your turn.
Gideon is going to cast Fairy Fire on them both. So within the things, they've both got to do dex saving throws. So Gideon will point his hand out towards him and go, Fairy Fire!
What's the DC?
It's only 13.
13. Alright, the top one fails. The bottom one passes.
Okay. I'm just going to put a target around him.
So purple flame erupts heatlessly down the center of the pier and sort of coats one of them, but the other one's sort of writhing around and the flames just don't take.
So you should have advantage on the more northern one. And Gideon will... Actually, yeah, he'll step forwards with his sword, his knife, silver knife, and shield in hand.
Alright, Aoife, it's your turn.
Just gonna step so I'm not aiming through Balthus. I'm gonna shoot at this top bad boy.
Ooh, a critical hit. Roll for damage. Alright, what is that? 20
Gross.
damage.
Also, I did the beep boop. This.
Okay, yeah. Alright. Arrow flies down the pier and collides center mass, catching one of the eyeballs of one of these things in a sort of wet splat.
That didn't roll the crit damage.
Oh yeah, you need to click on, rather than clicking on the to hit bonus on D&D Beyond, click on the first icon next to on the left hand side of the weapon name when you make attacks.
Yeah. The hit
yeah.
slash DC.
Like
Yeah, so you got to hit the actual, like, the icon of the arrow.
yeah.
Like the bow and arrow. You click the bow and arrow.
Oh,
there's an
right.
area
That's
there.
how it
Yeah,
happens.
the to hit like
That's what was
bonus
happening with
one.
me.
Yeah, it doesn't work properly. It doesn't add,
Yeah.
doesn't do crits and stuff.
So I'll just roll a D8, I guess.
Yeah.
Yay.
Additional 3 damage. Alright. The bottom one of these strange things. What is it? Only has. It oozes its way along the pier towards Gideon.
Yuck.
Sort of rises up. One of the mouths opens wide, and it sort of hocks forwards. A sort of chemical glob of spittle.
That's
hits.
my move.
It is. Roll a dexterity saving throw, both Heimlich and Gideon. Alright, Gideon, you are blinded until the end of this thing's next turn.
What?
As the the spittle sort of impacts on the deck in front of the two of you, and then explodes like a flashbang with a blinding light. Heimlich shielded from his eyes shielded from the blast from the fact that it exploded on the other side of you.
So is it I'm blinded until the end of its next turn or my next turn?
Of its next turn.
Okay. Yuck.
Heimlich, it is your turn.
I
Heimlich,
cast...
you as at the start of your turn, Heimlich, with this thing now closer to the two of you, you can hear the just sort of cacophony of just mad gibbering emitting from its sort of hundreds of mouths all over its body. Heimlich, Roll a wisdom saving throw. That is a pass. You are fine.
If I become deafened as well, I'm going to be very upset.
You feel something sort of edging at the edge of your sanity, Heimlich, but you sort of shake it off and you take your turn.
Sweet. All right. Yeah, the one that just attacked this, I'm going to cast Ray of Sickness.
Oof,
Oh,
I saw that
3 is a miss, unfortunately. Your ray of sickness just sort of the heavy rain and the wind sort of just blows your accuracy right off target.
I then move back to about here.
All right. The other strange mass edges forwards towards the two of you. It spits another, just like the other one, hawks up a giant globule from one of its mouths, impacts the ground here. Well, Gideon, you're already blind, so you can't see it. Heimlich, make a dexterity saving throw. Pass. You shield your eyes again as you recognize what it's doing. End of the round. Alright, Aoife, you have initiative on round 2.
Gonna pump another arrow at this top bad boy.
Oh, fucking hell.
That was actually supposed to be with Great Weapon Master. Sorry, I didn't actually click it. Damn it!
You clicked the wrong button again.
Yeah. Wait, did I? So if I
We haven't done damage yet, though.
let me do this. If I do this. Oh jeez, did that work?
So instead of clicking on the to hit bonus on D&D Beyond, if you mouse to the left of the name
Oh,
of the
that
weapon,
just straight up rolls it. Okay.
yeah, that's the one. We'll just take
Right.
the damage off that. So you do 25 damage.
I thought that was just for damage, not for the actual hit.
Yeah, it
What
does
does that have?
both.
What does it have? 3 different buttons that you can use.
I don't know.
One's just
Um,
damage, one's to hit, and the other one is both,
Both.
I guess? Yeah. I can understand that.
Does that include the bonus
Are we-
damage from it being a crit?
That wouldn't.
It doesn't, no.
No.
Oh, so I gotta do that again. That's
Ooh.
another 7.
God
Nice.
fucking... Alright, screw this. Gideon drowns himself. How can I create a ranger?
As your arrow collides with the top one, Aoife, the gibbering stops and it sort of goes inert and then slides off the edge of the pier and then into the water with a goopy splash.
I'll transfer my hunter's mark onto the other one.
Gideon, it is your turn.
Gideon transform into the third sibling. It happens to be a ranger. Gideon with... okay, so what does Blinded do? So can I still attack him if I'm blind? Blinded creature can't see and automatically fails any ability checks that requires sight. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. Can I... Okay, first of all, do I hear the gibbering?
Yes. Oh,
Do I need to do wisdom?
Yes, make a wisdom saving throw.
Added flat 0. Alright, 9. Am I now...
On a failure, you can't take reactions until the start of your next turn. And I am rolling a d8 to see what you do on this turn.
I do.
Uh,
Ooh.
You, on this turn, you do nothing.
Alright, well that's the end of my turn.
Okay, if I was the creature takes. Yes, you stand there, just absolutely, just confounded by the cosmic implications of this thing's gibbering. It's like,
I'm blind.
Balthus, it is your turn.
Alright, I will move up a bit because I'm quite far away. And then I will, seeing it's in state it is, just throw Nice little gentle firebolt at it.
That is a miss. Your firebolt fizzes out in the heavy rain as it travels through the air.
Then I'll step 2 steps back.
Alright, the strange thing edges into melee combat range with Gideon.
Yuck.
Rolls a d6 for a special reason. It then makes one of the mouths of it opens wide to attempt to consume Gideon. A 15. It gets advantage.
It gets advantage. My AC's 19 at the moment, by the way.
It's even worse. The bite misses. It sort of like hammers down on you, but the strength of your armor repels the sharp teeth of the mouth. Instead, it then hawks another globe of spittle on the ground in front of the two of you. Roll dexterity saving throws, Heimlich and Gideon.
I have disadvantage, right? Because I'm blinded.
Actually, you're still blind at this turn. Until the end of... Yeah, you're still blind at the moment. You don't worry about it. Heimlich, on the other hand, again, continues to shield his eyes, holding his forearm up.
At the end of its turn, do I lose my blindedness, or do I just automatically get hit by this?
Yes, you are now not blind.
Awesome. I can see.
And it is Heimlich's turn.
I cast Toll of the Dead. This boy's got to make a wisdom saving throw.
It's got a 10, so it takes 11 necrotic damage.
Yummy.
Get that up, yeah.
Alright, end of the round. Alright, Aoife has initiative again.
Again. Alright, I'm gonna chuck another arrow, just keep on loosing bloody arrows of these things. Alright, let's see if I get all of this right this time.
It's a single attack though, it doesn't have very far. There we go.
15 is a hit. Arrow flies down the deck and hits it for 19 damage. Balthus, it's your turn.
Alright, I will get a bit close this time and see if my trusty flea will make it through the rain.
Yeah.
Con save.
It passes its con save. It barely notices your vermin sort of munching on its disgusting fetid flesh.
Yeah.
Roll d20 for me.
Ooh.
Oh. Not quite.
Excited but terrified.
Alright, the gibbering blob again attempts to bite Gideon, opens its maw wide. Not high enough, again, just munching on Gideon's armor.
At this point, has anyone here played Tomb Raider? Is it 3? Tomb Raider 3, where the butler is all dressed up in all the armor that only just fits him, and you can like shoot at him as Lara Croft. That's what I'm imagining Gideon's looking like. He's got like basically like a pot on his head. He's like all heavily armored up, but he's like just some old butler basically. I'll find a picture.
All right. Heimlich, it is your turn. I need a wisdom saving throw from you.
Oh, did he move in range, did he?
You did.
What the fuck?
Ooh, a 10 is a successful save.
Cool. Alright, I cast another Toll of the Dead. Big one.
It got a natural 20. No dead is told. Gideon, it is your turn. I need a strength saving throw and a wisdom saving throw.
Alright, well, strength at -1, a 12, and a wisdom
All right. So as it edges towards you, you notice the ground around this thing has begun to soften and go sort of dough-like. It maintains the sort of appearance of wood, but everything it's just become super doughy and soft, almost as though you're sinking into it. But you managed to stay on top of it. However, the cosmic implications of the truths that this thing's mouths are revealing to you again possibly leave you dumbfounded. Ooh, a 6. What does that do? On a 5 or 6, you take no action or bonus action. You use all of your movement to move in a randomly determined direction. I will roll.
Want me to roll a d6?
Oh, it's alright, I'll roll a d8 for it.
No, I can.
Into the water.
Alright, so you move in this direction. All your movement to... Yeah, you walk off the edge and into the water.
Wait, how deep is this?
It's quite deep.
We may have a problem.
You go.
Because
So roll. It is quite choppy, the water. Roll an athletics check for me.
oh man, he is not built to do anything athletic.
Alright, so you go. So your movement, you go 5, 10 into the water, and then begin to just trying to continue to swim in the direction that the sort of cosmic dance has decreed that you shall. But the weight of your armor sort of pulling you down, and you begin. Your head goes below the water as you thrash around, just like a zombie attempting to stay on top of the water.
Just got to work out how much I weigh. Well, my armor currently.
Alright, Aoife, you have initiative again.
Oh, I can't get to Gideon. Alright, let's just see.
So I'm wearing 35 kilograms worth of stuff at the moment.
I'd say scale mail weighs how much does scale mail weigh?
45 pounds.
Ah,
Yeah.
so more than 35.
And I will loosen arrow at... wait 1 second. Need to make sure I have all the right settings. But I hate that turns itself off every single time.
Oh, damn.
Oh, you and your crits today.
That is 40 damage. Bye. Alright, so your arrow comes down, it goes straight like down the gullet of one of this thing's mouths. It begins to quiver and sort of the cosmic gibbering becomes a bit more frantic. It's like it gets to thrash around on the deck. Anything else, Aoife?
No, that's about all I can do.
Alright.
Oh, you get Colossus Slayer on critical as well?
Yep.
Damn.
Does that stack
Okay.
on a crit?
Apparently.
Yeah, it
Apparently, that's according
I
to
think,
all of the rules.
I think it's actually I think the program is just automatically doing that because I don't think the Hunter's Mark damage isn't supposed to multiply either. It's just the dice.
Did that do Hunter's Mark as well?
Yeah, this is like the custom
Yeah.
critical. Yeah.
Oh, it did. No, it's because I've got that rule that in the. It's probably because I've got the rule in the thing.
The rule
Custom
which-
dice formula. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be why.
So take 9 off it, I guess. So 31 instead of 40.
Still bloody fucking good.
So good. The gibbering thing oozes towards Heimlich. And then does a heckin' spit flashbang in front of him. Roll a dexterity saving throw. Natural 20. Heimlich's got this dialed in. He just pulls his hat down over his eyes. Calm as a cucumber.
Why do I just roll bad? The dice are not on my side.
You have to believe in the heart of the dice.
Gotta believe in the gold dice.
Heimlich, it is your turn.
I then retry with my Toll of the Dead. Eat that 4 damage, baby. Come on.
It got a 19. No dead is told.
Rip. I move to the end.
Malthus,
I call out as well. I call out as well that Gideon has fallen into the water. One of you has to save Gideon. The fool will drown.
I most certainly will.
I'll try.
Malthus, it is your turn.
Cool. I immediately run over the edge and jump in to try to get Gideon.
Alright, roll an athletics check for me.
Do a sweet
Also
dive.
not a strong suit. Oh,
You hit the surface of the water and taken surprise by how choppy it actually is. You sort of hit it and start thrashing around right next to Balthus, right next to Gideon.
You fools.
is it too late to use this to try to get advantage on that roll?
Was it? You play it to get. Yeah, it's too late. You have to do it before.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I'll do it next time.
Gideon, it is your turn. Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I did okay that time.
All right, the cold water sort of seeping inside your armor and like coughing, and it sort of snaps you out of it, and you're having trouble actually hearing the cosmic truths over the sound of the waves colliding with your ears. What do you want to do?
Well, am I drowning? Like, what's going on? Because
No, you're not drowning. You are holding your breath at this point.
okay.
So you have
Well,
gone
I
under.
want to. I would like to try and swim, probably to the. Actually, I'm going to try and swim over here. I can underneath and over there, so I can try and climb up.
All right.
Athletics check to try and swim. Because I'm telling you now, Gideon is not a trained swimmer.
It is an athletics check, yes.
Hold on a sec. I'll get prepared for this. As I'm trying to swim.
And so you can hold your breath for a number of rounds equal to 1 plus any Constitution modifier you may have. So,
So 4. 4 rounds I can hold my breath.
No, 1 round plus. Oh yeah, sorry, con mod. Yeah, con mod. So yeah,
1
4,
plus my con mod, so that's 4.
So 4. Yeah. So this is round 1.
Okay.
Yes, athletics check. You managed 10 is high enough. You managed to swim back to the surface.
Ah, okay. Well, I'm just trying to swim over here at this point. If I can hold my breath, I would try and swim in the line.
So you could swim at half speed.
Okay, so 15 feet. So I can. Cool. I can get under the bridge there.
All right. That is end of the round. Heimlich, it is your turn.
I can see that my Toll of the Dead is not working, so I cast Firebolt instead.
A 10 is a hit. 9 fire damage. Your firebolt streaks down and strikes the gibbering mouther in an explosion of embers. It looks pissed. Gideon, it's your turn.
Gideon is going to try and pull. He's going to finish. Oh, he's going to do an athletics check to see if he can finish up.
Sorry, you're close enough to grab that pylon. That's
Okay,
right.
well, I'll grab it and I'll pull myself up. So, can I pull myself up with a 13?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm out of the water. I'll erase that dash. And I guess I'll just make sure I'm standing up for my last action.
Okay. Alright, the thing continues to edge down the docks towards Heimlich.
Oh, I'll edge you.
It spits another blinding spittle. Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
It is a fail. You are blinded until the end of its next turn.
You won't be pushed into the water, it's just going to try and eat you. It's okay.
Aoife, it's your turn.
Finish it.
Oh. Guess I'll move another. $35. Or so, and then take another shot at this thing. See if we can do it. But
Six is a miss.
Six not gonna hit.
A precision raindrop gets you right in the eye at the last second, and your arrow goes off target.
And that's about it, yeah.
I must have, oh, I may have prematurely said it was your turn, because you're like 4th down the initiative list.
Well, doesn't matter.
But the Gibbering...
Heimlich, it's your turn.
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw, correct. That is a pass.
I am saved. I cast Firebolt again. Yo.
That is a hit for 3 fire damage. Your firebolt strikes the side of it in another explosion of embers.
Oh wait, I'm also blinded. Hold on.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, disadvantage. That's still a hit. You strike it for 3 damage, just blindly lashing out with your firebolt. Hence why it only did 3 damage. But this thing is not looking good. Sort of burn marks, there's bubbling blisters all over it as it desperately edges towards you for a last meal. Gideon, it's your turn.
Gideon's gonna run up the stairs and get to there with 30 feet, and then he will get to there. There's not really much else he can do. And that's the end of his turn.
Alright.
Saving the day.
Yep. Boy.
Your mouth slides further towards Heimlich. And it's going to dash his turn and move one thing closer.
Uh-oh.
And Aoife's taking a turn. Balthus.
I will swim to, I guess, here and try to... Is Heimlich fully back up now?
Roll an athletics check.
Athletics check? Alright.
Yes, that is fine. So you can swim at half speed from there.
Okay, I have 35 move speed, so I get 1 back.
Tell you what, Gideon will move here then.
Well, can I dash and just use all my action?
Yes. Yep, that's fine.
That should get me up there then.
Yep. Alright,
I'll be on the edge so I can help Gideon when he gets to me.
Okay. Alright, Aoife, you have initiative.
Oh.
Kill it!
Step in front of Gideon there. And I'm going to make a non-great weapon master, or non... whatever it's called.
Sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter attack.
That is a hit.
Dude, that's...
All that green.
It's better. That's better than
that's 2
my...
less than max.
That's better than what I've been rolling with fucking, yeah.
For 24 damage, your arrow flies down, strikes its center mass. It lets out one final gibber, and then collapses into a gooey mass. The mouths.
Bloody hell was all that?
Whispering for a few seconds before it finally goes silent, stops moving.
Yeah.
Are you alright, Gideon?
Yeah, it's a little bit wet. The thing did no damage to me. Luckily, with all this armor on, I'm doing well as the, how do they say, the tank of the party?
Not so good at swimming, though.
No. I'm actually fairly surprised I didn't drown with all this equipment I'm now with. But no, did anyone else hear the voices to spelt out?
No.
It's
Voices?
They were speaking of the knowledges of the planes and the sweet nothing. So it was very chilling to the brain. These creatures, although awful, those voices, once they get in your brain, they tell untold secrets that make no sense.
As they're discussing, I walk past them, and I walk back to the land, and I was like, no.
Yes, I agree.
Did you find what you think was buried?
I did pick something up. We should go back to the chapel.
We'll try.
Are we hunting the other guy down first, or are we going back to where we're sleeping?
Well, we could go have a look at inside the chapel if you want it to be like hidden.
Well, we'll have no idea what it is, so... I guess we get back to land and kind of undercover at one of the pier docks, and we can have a look.
Alright. Okay, so where were you guys heading?
We just went back to the... So is there like a small attached warehouse or something here for Pier 19?
Not one.
Somewhere
that-
sheltered, I think you were looking for, right?
Yeah, it's just like some shelter, like basically where we can kind of like all stand under and examine what I've just retrieved.
You may be able to find like an awning attached to a building or something. Yeah.
Yep, perfect.
Right.
Also, did Aoife notice anyone, like, at all while we were fighting this thing?
No.
No.
Nope. Alright, so as you open the leather-wrapped satchel, inside you find several items. There is a potion of healing inside it, a superior potion of healing.
Ooh.
There is a gold locket with a portrait of a homely looking woman painted on the inside of it.
Do you have a girlfriend? Teehee.
There is there is a pair of dice carved out of bone. And there is a scroll wrapped up as you unfurl it and spend a minute deciphering it. It is a scroll of the spell Dream.
Okay.
Interesting.
Scroll green. There's no item for that one, so...
It should be like, there should be 5th level spell scroll as an item.
No. So, just to recap, it was Bone Dice, Scroll of Dream, Superior Healing Potion, and there was one other thing. Locket.
Yeah.
Golden Locket. Were there any pictures there? It was a female.
Yeah.
What did she look
Homely.
like? Homely.
It's this middle-aged woman with dark hair tied back in a ponytail
Is she pretty?
with a kind smile.
Can you roll for attractiveness?
Aw.
No.
Oh.
No, because she's already smoking. We didn't know it.
Hemlock wouldn't
guess
settle for
what?
anything less.
You are a Gmail.
You are Gmail. Alright, well... Do we want to find this other guy who has been shouting and screaming in town about the witch.
Yeah. Well, do we want to? I suppose there's nothing in the satchel that we need to
Address.
drop off.
Yeah.
I examined the photo before we leave. I want to remove the photo and check the back of it.
It's not a photo. It's like a painting on the inside of it.
Oh, okay, painting. Woman doesn't look familiar at all.
No.
Cool.
Can
What's with your amnesia?
I tell what type of bone the dice are made from?
No.
Damn.
Well, should we go? We could probably might worth mentioning to the sleepless that we engage such creatures, the eldritch kind. Just to give them a heads up that Pier 19 is still yeah, don't go.
Yeah, but there's no way we can be sure that they're the only flesh creatures there.
Big mouth
Well, it just
eyes.
begs the question though, how did Heimlich not get attacked last time he put the stuff there?
Well,
It
they
has
said-
been some time since we came here.
Yes.
Perhaps they've been not looking around.
Oh, perhaps. Hasn't it been like that for a while? Is that what he said?
We don't know when, because Heimlich doesn't know when he dropped off the package. Could have been years ago, even maybe just months. Not sure. Unless you can recall reading a newspaper on the same day.
I do not recall anything else about today.
It's up in the air how long that leather-bound pouch has been there.
Well, should we go find this other fellow then?
I guess
If
so.
you guys fill up for it?
I'm well up for talking to a madman.
Yes, I'm happy to try to convince someone to stop
Shut up.
prattling off nonsense.
Yes.
Well, should we go visit, what was it, the Stain? Probably more likely.
Either the Stain
But-
or the Silver Wagon, which I
think-
suppose if he's not at one, he might be at the other.
Well, after you then.
Let's
Alright,
start
I'll
at the stain.
Start at the Stain. To make
It's-
our way over to the Stain.
You cross over the Stain. About 15 minutes later, you arrive at the front. All is quiet. It is almost 2 in the morning. No one is
Oh, right,
about.
yes. I forgot that it's nighttime.
I would have thought for sure he'd be out here shouting obscenities or something.
Maybe. Possibly he might be at the Silver Wagon then instead. Might be worth a walk at least.
Yes, I agree.
I guess we head over there instead.
You wander over to the Silver Wagon, and it's much the same. Nobody seems to be out. Very quiet.
Maybe we're up too early.
Well, what kind of drunk is he if he's not awake at 2 a.m.?
He's got to sleep at some stage. He sounds like a day drunk.
Yes.
Hmm.
Well, there is no one awake to harass.
Could try and get into Iris Hill. We're up at this hour, see if anyone's guarding the entrance still.
Now that's a possibility.
Sneak in
I
if
don't
we
mind
have
that
to.
idea.
I don't think anyone really would be too upset if we decided to do such a thing apart from whoever was guarding. And if we surprise someone inside, they're just like, "It's you! How dare you!" kind of thing. And they'll be fine. And we say, "Haha, we don't remember." Which we don't have memories. And it kind of forces their hand forwards to explain who we are. Like, we didn't expect you to be back or something like that. Or you somehow recovered from such and such. You know, a slip of the tongue might be. And then we do whatever we can to escape. Yes.
Well, it's your idea. If you want,
And we've got
I'm
nothing
happy
better
to
do
do
at
some
the moment.
exploring. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Unless there's anywhere else in town that had go. Father Square, perhaps. The Wailing House. It's got a very peculiar name. Might be something fun. We stand in a room and you shout.
Oh, I thought you meant it was a house for whales.
Well, it's a different. Well, it might be.
Different kind of whale.
Do you mean the
I think-
swim whale?
Yes.
Yes, possibly. I thought that was banned in this region.
And as you guys are having this conversation, you wander through one of the alleys. You trudge through a wide, deep puddle that is collected on the ground. And all of a sudden you hear a strange noise, almost like a distant voice.
Hello? Yes?
Don't
Turn
like
around.
that.
Turn around.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a look around and see if there's anything.
Perception check, maybe?
Aoife, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
You're gonna get a little bit wet. Oh. I wish I rolled like that. With my saving throws.
You, Aoife, the last second, you notice a strange, strong ripple in the puddle that you're trudging through. You see it surging towards you, and you sidestep at the last second as this strange, amorphous, oozy mass explodes out of the surface of the water and lunges towards you.
Oh my god, what the fuck? That's awesome!
What appears to be some sort of human's face, sort of leading, it's sort of bursting out of this oozy mass. As it misses, it sort of dashes past you, and you sidestep it at the last second, and it turns to face you. It sort of rises up out of the puddle and sort of gazes at you, and then turns to Balthus, and then back to you again. You will pay for what you did to me! Ah! It lunges at you again.
Oh my god. I just roll initiative, I guess, but I would like to step away from the puddle at least.
Basically, like, the whole area you're in is a puddle, and
Oh, okay. Don't worry.
Oh my god.
The floor is lava.
Yeah.
and once you're loaded in, roll for initiative.
Does it by chance have that guy's face?
Which guy?
The rambling guy that we were looking for?
No,
Can't-
it doesn't. Alright, Eve, have the initiative.
Yes. Not bothering with her bow. I'm gonna draw. I can't draw two daggers, can I?
No, you can only draw one weapon at a time.
Yeah. So I'll draw one dagger and have a crack with one of the daggers first, and also cast Hunter's Mark on this thing.
Oh Jesus!
Bless you.
Thank you.
You need to get out of the wet.
Oh, that's not okay.
That is a miss. This thing, super agile, darts to the side as you lunge at it with your dagger.
I just want to try and move around it.
Alright. Balthus, it is your turn.
I will, I'm too close to step back, so I will try to make him move away instead. Con save.
Con save. Yes, your vermin sort of surge out from your hand as you make the somatic components, but to no effect.
Then I'll just stay there. I don't want to provoke any opportunity attack.
Alright. Heimlich, it is your turn.
I cast Ray of Sickness. Oh.
A miss. It's sort of hard to tell this thing's mass apart from the puddle itself. It just seems to blend in seamlessly with the water. And yes, your Ray of Sickness goes wide. Is then its turn. It sort of turns to consider both of you as well. Sort of the face shifting into its own body and then coming out the other side to lock eyes with you, Balthus. Roll a dexterity saving throw for me. That's pretty good. There is. You nimbly sort of sidestep as it lunges at you. It misses again and sort of turns around, and then dashes, and then sort of all of a sudden withdraws and slams itself back into the puddle. Okay, Gideon, your turn.
Well, Gideon is... Oh. I can't delay my turn till it comes back, so Gideon will have put his shield away and pull out his crossbow. Is that the whole of my turn, or can I ready a shot? Or when it pops up?
Stow and draw is an action. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just leave it as that then. I've got my crossbow out.
Alright. End of the round then. Hello, Ex-Calamity. How are you?
Hello.
Alright, Aoife, you have the initiative on the next turn.
Hell yeah. Alright, drawing her second dagger. I'm gonna just start creeping down this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Creeping down to here. Trying to search for any sign of it.
Roll a perception
Continuing
check.
down the road.
You do not. You keep your eyes peeled. They're basically puddles here, there, and everywhere down the lane, but no sign of it. Its turn. Balthus, dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh.
It bursts out of the water again, lunging at Balthus, who again sidesteps it. It sort of flies past in the air and then hits the surface again, disappearing. Heimlich, it is your turn.
Which way do we come from?
You came from the way Aoife is heading.
Right, okay. So we're surrounded by doors? These doors?
They are, yes, like locked doors and shutters of people's homes and businesses.
Right, okay. Alright, so where that creature just kind of moved back into the water there, I'm just going to cast Firebolt directly at that square.
Okay, roll with disadvantage.
I mean,
yeah, it's missed already. Yeah, the firebolt, hits the puddle of water and then fizzes out. Gideon, it is your turn.
And it has disappeared. So I think I'm going to swap back to my shield and sword. So I'll just put my crossbow back on my back, pull out my shield, pull out my knife, knowing that it could jump out at any time now. So that's all I'll do for the moment.
Alright. Balthus, is your turn.
Is there like a straight stretch of, say, 30 feet worth of puddle?
The entire area is just a giant puddle that you're in.
Alright, well, in an attempt to kind of evaporate the water, I'm going to cast Agonized Scorcher in like a line and try to get rid of as much of the water as possible.
Alright, which way do you cast the line?
Well, as he's not moving, I'll move into this corner first, and then I guess the biggest area of effect, I'll just go like this.
Alright. So your Aganazar's Scorcher like tears across the lane. There is a sort of show of steam as the rain belts down. There's a little bit of evaporation, but the rain is coming down heavy, and the spot just refills with water just as quick. Roll a d20 for me.
Oh no. Oof. Okay, so does that happen on a 1 or a 20?
1.
Okay.
But now is the time to cast Fireball centered on yourself perfectly. To evaporate all the water.
Yeah.
Balthus, you have initiative.
Oh. I guess I'm just gonna do the cantrip version of what I just did and aim at a nearby puddle with a firebolt.
Which puddle?
Yeah, where are you aiming?
I'll aim for this spot.
Alright, your firebolts hits the puddle and it fizzes out. Psst.
Take that, water.
Heimlich, is your turn.
I back into this corner over here, and I ready a firebolt. Oh, can I ready a spell?
Yes, but if it's a non-cantrip, you still use up the spell slot even if it doesn't cast.
Yeah, no, it's a cantrip.
Okay, yeah. Which cantrip are you readying? Firebolt?
Firebolt.
Alright. Aoife, is your turn.
So we came from back this area, didn't we?
Yeah.
Right, okay, so I'm just going to progress back forwards after hearing all this commotion.
Alright, that all?
I'm going to step here and ready an action to strike.
To strike with dagger?
Yep, with dagger.
Alright. Alright, the thing erupts out of the water, attempting to attack Balthus again. You can make your firebolt.
Big hits.
17. Is a hit for 1 damage.
Nice.
Yeah, wreck scrub.
Your firebolt collides with its body, and there's like it shrieks a little bit and makes there's like a little singe and a puff of a smoke as your firebolt collides with it, and then lunges at Balthus again. Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh.
It erupts out of the puddle and then in a circle upward spiraling motion sort of lashes around you, Balthus, and then pulls its mass tight against you. You are grappled and restrained, and its sort of oozy, watery body sort of wraps around your mouth. You're also unable to breathe and now holding your breath. In addition, oh my god. Oh, no, that's fine. Can only grapple. Yeah, so holding breath wrapped around you. As this happens, Balthus, sort of on the inside of the watery mass, you see thing's face materialize again, sort of nose to nose with yours, screaming with rage. You have a sudden flashback, a sort of shrouded memory. You see a man on the ground in the fetal position in front of you as your sister kicks the crap out of him with her buckskin boots, just laying into him over and over again. He's spitting blood. She takes a step back, and then you snap your fingers. His body is wreathed in flames as he begins to writhe around, screaming.
I'm gonna make new friends now.
Gideon, it is your turn.
Gideon steps up and tries to stab this creature with his silvered knife. Or silvered dagger, should I say.
An 8 is a miss, trying hard not to accidentally stab Balthus. Do not make contact.
That's my turn.
End of the round. Aoife, you have the initiative.
I'm gonna step here. Is it occupying Balthus'
Yeah,
space?
yeah, it's
or
actually,
is it-
yeah, it's in Balthus's space, actually.
Yeah, okay.
They are.
And if there's like a any kind of portion that I can get a dagger under to try and like saw off Gideon, I'm gonna try and do that using my knife.
Roll
Or
2 hits.
Oh,
A 16 is a hit. Roll for damage.
uh,
Oh boy. Alright. You do 8 damage to it and 8 damage to Balthus.
Oof.
Your dagger buries deep. You swear it didn't actually touch Balthus, but it just instead transfers its pain onto him. You see the thing's face emerge from sort of covering where Balthus's face would be in sort of this crude representation of itself. You watch. Feel my pain as I squeeze the life out of your brother.
Yuck.
can I try and I can make a second attack with another light weapon with 2 weapon.
Yeah, roll
But-
again.
I was gonna try and because it's kind of covering Balthus' face, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's tangled all around him, but it's covering his face.
Yeah.
Where he...
This
Also, what's your
next attack-
con modifier about this?
+1?
One. Alright.
No. Nope. +0.
Zero. Alright, you can hold your breath for 1 round.
Yeah.
This next attack is trying to like hack away at the thing covering his face, like the portion covering his face.
Alright. 14 is a hit. Balthus, you take 5 damage. It takes 5 damage.
Get off my brother!
Pours its pain into Balthus.
Gideon, heal him, please. Or someone. Yeah, that's my turn.
Alright. Alright, it continues. It just begins to squeeze tight on Balthus, making a slam attack with advantage while he is restrained. Balthus, you take 5 bludgeoning damage. It pulls its coils tighter. It is then your turn. At the start of your turn, it begins to suck the life out of you.
Yeah.
I want to try to do a, I guess, acrobatics check to try to get out of its grapple.
Alright, before you can, at the start of your turn, you take 13 necrotic damage.
Ooh.
I'm down.
Start of each of its turns. Alright then, make a death saving throw instead.
Can't roll that. Okay. Oh.
7. 1 failure. Gideon, it's your turn.
Oof. Okay, I'm going to... Is it still surrounding his body?
It is still currently grappling him, yes.
Alright. I'm... Fuck. I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire on it again. Hopefully, if it disappears into a puddle, we will be able to see it.
Okay.
If it becomes invisible. So it's got to do a deck save. 13.
It got a 14.
Fuck.
Actually, your Fairy Fire explodes. Since it's in the corner, you and Aoife will have to make deck saves as well.
Fuck.
Yeah, Balthus automatically fails his.
No, I hate.
Aoife passes. Gideon, your flaming purple flames ignite in the corner, coating yourself.
Alright, well.
It is your turn.
I cast Healing Word.
Balthus, you regain consciousness with 5 HP.
Okay.
Anything else, Heimlich?
That is it. Actually, hold on. I have. Oh wait, no, that's a full spell. Yeah, no.
Alright, you regain consciousness, Balthus, only to be met nose to nose with this thing's face inside the watery sort of abyss that you're experiencing. It's like, no, go to the darkness. It is your turn, Balthus. You take necrotic damage again at the start of your turn.
Seems it's less than 5.
Oh boy, you take 25 necrotic damage.
I'm dead.
Balthus. This thing just channels all this rage and pain into you. You can't help but scream before inhaling deeply, taking water into your lungs. You convulse and then go lifeless in the puddle.
Yep, that was more than my max health in one hit of necrotic damage.
So you're on 5-8. Yeah. Oh,
What's
wait.
your max
Yeah,
hit
wait,
points?
what's your max health?
What's your max health?
24.
No.
Yeah,
Because
you're
you
fine,
had
you're
5
fine.
HP. So,
Yeah. You're okay.
That was negative 20. So you're not actually dead.
So if
you're on
Yeah,
zero.
no, but my max, you just did necrotic damage before, so my max is lowered, isn't it?
No.
Okay.
So you were on 5 HP. So
Yeah.
that's like 5 of the 25 and then negative 20. So you don't die instantly. You just go to
So
zero.
your max hit points is 25, right? I'm very experienced with dying. Okay. So your max hit points is 25, right?
Yeah, 24.
Okay. 24. So you currently have 5. So you had to have taken a total of 29 damage. So it has to be a full hit points. So it was close. It was fucking close. But you are just knocked out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And am I still on one death save fail?
You're still on 1. Yeah.
Okay.
Until you
I
take
didn't know that
another.
stacked.
Yeah, the death saves fails stay until a long rest.
I did not know that. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That is. Yeah.
All right. So Balthus. So yes, but that cool description remains. You scream and breathe in, and then Heimlich, it is your turn.
All right. Well, seeing like how much pain he's in, I sprint over, and I pull out and ram down his throat. As like deep as I can, pretty much like deep throating him with a potion of healing.
You're not going to be able to because this thing is wrapped around him, like around his face and mouth. You're not going to be able to feed him a potion.
Oh, okay,
Look,
okay.
he's in the corner. Let's just bully him.
Shit.
Let's give him swirlies, and that way we can flush him.
Well, I have no idea what the fuck to do here. All right. Well, I start just trying to pull like as much of this away from his face as possible.
All right. Roll a athletics check then. All right, so you manage to, you sort of just scramble, bury your fingers into this thing. Although it has the appearance of water along a lot of its mass, you manage to find something slimy and solid underneath, and you wrench it free of Balthus's body. Aoife, it is your turn.
So it's no longer
It's
wrapped
no longer
around
grappling
Balthus?
Balthus, no.
But it's still occupying the same kind of area.
It's still
and
in the
Heimlich's
space,
grappling
yeah.
him?
Yeah.
And Heimlich's grabbing him as well?
Heimlich's not grappling it, he's just sort of wrenched it free. That's sort of, it's like
Okay.
on top of Balthus's down form, just snarling at you.
I
As it looks up at you with the same face, you have the same flashback Balthus did, but from your point of view, just this man cowering in front of you, begging for his life as you just put the boot into his stomach over and over.
And the man resembles this. Do I see his face or?
Yeah, the same face as the thing.
Yeah, same face.
Yeah.
As I kind of like rush this thing with my daggers, I just want to like kind of say to him like, "Who are you? And what do you want with me and my brother? What did we do to you? Why did we do it to you?" But I'm still going to attack.
A 10 is a miss. A 21 is a hit. Roll for damage on that one. 14 damage. Oh, not you, Balthus. Alright, it's dead. You plunge your dagger into its face. It snarls one last time. It's like, no! And sort of all of a sudden collapses like into water. And then just sort of like, yeah, just a big whoosh as its sort of solid mass turns completely translucent and then joins the puddle once again.
Well, I guess we're not getting
Now-
any answers out of him.
Now I deep throat that potion of healing.
Yes, now you can. But first, we'll just go through the initiative order. So Gideon, it's your turn. Do you want to do anything?
Gideon will stop concentrating on his fairy fire, so he no longer has advantage on himself. And he will cast Healing Word. I know, if we've got the healing... Oh, wait, no, he could still... Yeah, no, I cast Healing Word. I just, like, shout words of healing at Balthus, who's on the ground. Like, get up, you fool, and feel better. Yes, rejoice, you are healed. Shouting that at him.
Balthus, you gain 7 HP and are conscious again.
That creature seemed to recognize you two.
I had a vision of us not being the nicest to it.
Well, to
It's-
him, yes, I saw it as well, brother.
Well, I guess it was a memory then, not a nightmare. But whatever that thing was now, it was horrifying.
Can I do some sort of check to figure out what that creature was?
Yeah. Roll a knowledge nature. Yeah, just nature.
15?
15. Alright, so you recall more of a folktale than anything. Stories of things known as slithering trackers. Aberrations or oozes created when someone dies in such rage or sadness that their souls linger behind to fulfill whatever vengeance it is they desire on the person that wronged them and put them to death.
This creature, whatever you did to it, was so enraged or saddened by what you had done to it that it remained on the mortal plane was some sort of like ooze or creature. It's a folktale. It's very, very rare something like this would occur. You would have had to have dealt a big bad time to him for him to
Yes, well, he didn't look like he
create
was
into
having
this.
the best time in the memory.
No.
What exactly did you do to him?
Don't think I want to speak of it.
Yeah, I can understand where it's coming from. However, I hope this hasn't happened elsewhere.
Yes, I sincerely
Wonder
hope this
how-
is the only occurrence of it as well, brother.
I think
Because
you
I
do
don't
have-
think I'd be able to live with.
I don't like who
if-
we were.
Well, by the sounds of it, if you were doing things that were so evil that it was something like this could occur, both me and Heimlich might have felt the same way with stuff that we had. Maybe this amnesia wasn't so more we wanted to forget whatever we've done. Starting to appear that it's probably good. Well, we now know it's good that we don't have these memories. But we've got to find out what exactly we did or what we have been doing that has caused us to, my imagination now, force ourselves to not remember. I'm getting to a point now, this path we're going down, as much as I'd like to know if I've got, the history here, I don't particularly want to know what it is if the consequences of it that we have, the consequences of our past, like this in this creature, come back to haunt us. I'm a bit nervous, to tell the truth.
It would be nice to at least know, though, what we're being, punished for.
Perhaps
Maybe.
that's why Lals is buggered off. He's done
Possibly.
something that's caused all his previous misdeeds to come back to haunt him or something.
Maybe we made him leave.
And our misdeeds as well, apparently.
Yes, maybe they're so horrible it caused him as our employer to disappear.
Well, hopefully.
Well. Anyway, tally ho, let's go.
Are you seriously saying we're gonna go up to the mansion now?
Well, if there's no other way to
Aye.
find out. You need to
I
rest.
really think my brother needs to get to bed, actually.
Well,
I
alright,
need some
it's
serious rest.
like 3 o'clock in the morning. I guess we could go for another sleep. Yes.
All right, you heading back to the new chapel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
If he's
I'm
gonna
fine if they go
force the
ahead,
party.
but
No.
I need to go back.
I don't want us to split up with all these creepy crawlies jumping out of it. Like, fuck this town at night. Like, seriously, fuck this town at night. It's got so many eldritch horrors, and they're worried about a fucking witch. Fuck
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, what the
we
fuck?
we fought a puddle that makes you drown. We fought in 2 gibbery messes with a bajillion eyes and mouths. Yeah, this town is spookalicious. Let's not split up.
All right,
Let's
so
not split up.
you guys trudge through the rain hurriedly back across town to the new chapel. You head back to the dormitory where there's 3 beds waiting. You throw together a pallet, a 4th bed for someone, and then turn in for a long
Is there a
rest.
fireplace?
There is a small hearth, yes, out in the actual
Yeah.
chapel area.
Rough, okay.
Eve would definitely still light it, even if no one else did.
Yeah. I
Alright.
think I kind of want to like chill around the fire for a bit.
Heimlich.
Like rest that way.
A sort of small repository catches your attention, full of charcoals and incenses.
Boom. I spend an hour and I summon my familiar, which will be a hawk.
Hawk.
Hawk it is.
All right. So you sit in front of the shrine. You light up 10 gold pieces worth of charcoals and incenses. Spend the next hour chanting and making somatic gestures.
Could you keep it down? I'm trying to sleep.
Till eventually you hear a small. You look up and perched up on the statue of Pharasma, a small hawk with an excellent set of mutton
Good.
chops.
Well, then, his name is Chops.
And a cute little bowler hat. So you guys can hit the long rest button.
Yeet.
It's the hawk model after Heimlich.
Do I recover my negative HP?
You don't. In 5e, you don't go to negative. Like it's always 0.
Oh no, I meant like from the necrotic damage.
Necrotic damage is just regular damage,
It's
just
just
spiced
regular
up
damage,
with
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't actually take your max HP down or anything, unless the attack
No.
specifically says it does.
Which I don't think it does in D&D.
There are a few attacks
there
that can
are
take
some
your
attacks that-
max
yeah.
HP
Oh,
down.
okay.
Yeah. Cool. So, yes, 8 hours of rest. Heimlich. You sleep soundly. Your little hawk sort of perched upon your chest, its head tucked up underneath its feathers.
Cool.
Meanwhile, Balthus and Aoife, you're just plagued with dreams in which you watch a man writhe around in flames.
I call those nightmares.
Yeah, those hot dreams.
But Gideon, you have a new dream.
Ooh, I'm excited. Is there a unicorn?
There is no unicorn, no.
Oh no. This sounds like a bad time dream.
Ooh, this tune. Hello. You sort of awaken on the shores of a desert oasis. You're sort of sitting sort of upright against a palm tree. You awaken to the sound of exotic parrots squawking. The sound of someone splashing around in the sort of sparkling water in front of you under the midday sun. This oasis of pure blue water and verdant greenery surrounding it. You are roused by the sound of Balthus calling out to you.
Essentially.
Gideon, wake up! But in Balthus's voice.
Yes, I'm awake. Wait, do I have my hole in my mouth?
Yeah, yep. Yes.
Yes, I'm awake. Sorry, I only drifted for a moment.
You gaze over at the area and there's sort of like this very strange dining area set up on the shores of this oasis. You know the scene in The Mummy, you know Winston, that pilot? And he's like sitting in the desert with like that nice table, like drinking wine. It's basically exactly that scene, like this dining setup. You spot your compatriots Heimlich, Balthus and Aoife gathered around this table. Along with a fourth figure in your current state of mind outside the dream you don't recognize, but a feeling of recognition within this dream. A very, very large man, somewhere around 6'5", and as rotund as he is tall. Despite
6 foot.
Despite the desert heat, this man, clad in a large fur-lined jacket, very puffy and adding more to his overall look of rotundness. A large beard sort of hanging down to his chest with sort of a streak of grey down the center of it. He's wearing a leather tricorn cap. Not large enough to say it's a pirate hat, but a tricorn nevertheless. And thick, dark glasses.
With
That
double C?
conceal his eyes entirely. Come on then, Gideon. He said, come on, grab some wine.
You know how I feel about wine, but certainly I will just for you.
The man
Sits down.
fills up 5 goblets full of wine deeply and then passes them out to you. Very opulent goblets, solid gold, jewel encrusted. He hands one out to each of you. Over his shoulder, you spot another figure, a man in a grey hood in the distance, standing waist deep in the oasis. The rotund man holds his goblet to the sky and says, "To the future and to our success. Thank you for being here with me, my friends."
I'm glad to be here with you.
You each drink deep from the goblet. Gideon, as the liquid, the wine, swills and goes down your throat, and as usual, some pours out the side of your mouth where the hole is. You reach up, wipe it, dab it off with your hand, and then as you're pulling your hand away, notice a strange smell coming from the liquid you've wiped off on your hand. You smell at it. A familiar scent embedded in the wine, a herb you're familiar with that puts people into a catatonic paralysis-like state where you can see and feel everything but are unable to move entirely. Before you're able to even exclaim out loud about what you and your friends have just drank, you lose control of your body and sort of flop to the floor in a ragdoll position. All you can do is lay there, eyes open, as you see all your friends drop to the floor the same way. The rotund man stands over you, pours his own wine into the sand. "This one is for my success. Let's begin." He grabs hold of you, Gideon, and begins to drag you towards the oasis. You wake up in your bed in the chapel in a cold sweat.
Is anyone else awake?
It is the early hours of the morning. In the morning. No one seems awake, although Balthus and Aoife seem to be stirring in their beds.
I won't wake them, but I'll think over what I've seen, or what I dreamt. I'll mention it to them once they wake up.
Alright, 10 a.m. the next morning. You guys all complete your long rest and awake in various states of unrest following the dreams you had. Except for Heimlich, he looks great.
Hey,
Gentlemen and lady.
I give my hawk like a scratch under the neck. Who's good chops? Who's good chops?
That's fucking really good. It screams
Gentlemen and
unnecessarily
lady.
loud.
Gentleman and lady, I had a dream, and you were each there. Again, I know it's a dream, but there's the chances of all of our dreams and visions coming back. This could be something that could have happened to us. We were at an oasis. It was us and 2 other people. One man, he was 6'5", rotund, long beard with grey strips down the middle. We were each celebrating something that he couldn't have done without our help. The other gentleman was in the water, and I didn't get a good look at him. I recognized both of them, and I felt comfortable with them in my dream, so I feel like we might have known him in some way. But we all raised a toast, had a glass of wine, and then we were all paralyzed. He then began to drag us into the oasis, and that is when I woke up. But before I woke up, he did say that this is now his time. Or something similar, I can't quite remember, but it sounds like we were invited to something, and we were poisoned. And that could in fact be the Count. Not too sure, but
That's what. That's Laos? He's poisoned us in your dream?
it could have been Laos, yes. I believe there's a pretty darn good chance. All we need to do is ask the Shapeless what Laos look like, which we have strangely yet to ask. But it might be worth asking what that gentleman was like. And if so, we know that he obviously did what he did to us. We can't ever on the track, but if the dream is real, then it almost confirms it. As for the oasis itself, it might have just been a place my mind went to make myself comfortable in it, or it could just actually be we drank wine at a fancy table in the middle of an oasis. Too sure. But judging by, the local area, I don't think that's local. So whatever he did to us...
Any memory of being in an oasis last night?
No, neither. Oh, well, you guys were tossing and turning when I woke up from my dream. I was kind of hoping you had the same dream, but I think you possibly dreamt something different.
Yes.
The Heinrich, you seemed like you sleep like a baby. So I thought I'd mention that. It looks very healthy.
I feel amazing.
Yes.
Lucky for some.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you met Chops? I hold up my horn.
Sure.
Yes,
For
I did.
directly in everyone's face.
Yes, I met him in the early hours. He kept me up. Like when we first tried to sleep. But yes, it's a beautiful bird. Hello, Chops.
Alright, so
Anyway.
it's 10 a.m. and it is, again, raining in the town of Thrushmore. The day is yours. What do you want to do?
I think I would like to get a pearl, so we can finally identify these goggles you're wearing.
That's
Yes.
a good first plan of action.
And then, do we want to drop into the sleepless while we're on our way?
I think possibly we should see if this fellow's outside the Stain or the Silver Wagon in the morning. He wasn't
sir.
there last night, so should do that as well
We'll circle around.
before we go to the sleepless building. Should go do that first.
I'm not walking near any puddles though.
Let's
It's
go
a
to
bit
hard to
hard
avoid.
if you're gonna be going outside. Brother.
Buy some stilts. Maybe a barrel to walk on.
I'm gonna be constantly walking and casting firebolt on every puddle I see.
That won't arouse any suspicion.
Alright, so where are you heading first?
Let's go buy the thing, and then head to the silver wagon, and if he's not there, the stain.
Do we want to split by sleepless?
Well, I thought the idea was like maybe we could talk to that guy, and then maybe go with the information we have about whatever we did to old mate at Sleepless. Because that job was for the Sleepless, so if we turn up both at the same time, maybe that'd be better.
Exactly.
Because she did say she would share information with us once we did that for her. So she might be more inclined to talk to us about, all the ugly and disgusting things that the brother and sister have done, and all the great things that you and me, Heimlich, have done.
And we should get verification on the description of that guy too.
Yes.
Alright.
Just to make sure my dream was real.
Okay, so the first stop is...
Getting the pearl.
Pearl. Yeah.
Alright, so you're heading to the Heimat. Alright. So, you exit the chapel. You see Hasok out the front of his house, just like hosing leaves off his driveway. You give him a wave.
Hello. Hosing?
He gives you a... Yeah, that's a joke. Yeah, he doesn't have a driveway either. Oh, you go. He gives you a friendly wave.
Cleaning his Ford Fiesta.
And you head across the bridge and to the intersection in front of the Sleepless building. You turn north. As you sort of cross over to this road here to head to the Heimat, and something you hadn't noticed in the days previous, now that the fog has cleared a little today, there is a small rise giving way to basically like a small park area. You notice rising high out of the ground, something that catches your eye immediately, something you've seen depicted in the mad scribblings of Olva Zandalis in his pages displayed in Elige Lysandro's office, and the pages that you pulled off the walls of his den, Balthus. A standing stone in the middle of this clearing, rising high with strange markings on one side of it.
Can I do religious check to check what that symbol is at the top?
If you want to go up into the park, yeah, and inspect it. At this point, you're just seeing it from a distance.
All right, gentlemen, just quickly, I just want to check what this thing is.
Sure,
was that-
go right ahead.
Is that written language on it?
It is some sort of glyphs. It could be a language.
I'm going to cast.
Well, first of all, do I recognize any of the languages?
You do not. This is not of any, at least not of any religious significance that you know of.
It's not abyssal, it's not deep speech, it's not primordial.
No.
Okay.
I cast comprehend languages.
Alright, so you see the text on it isn't exactly like sentences or words, so there's nothing to read among the languages. You do, when you decipher it into common, it forms gibberish. Give me 1 second. And I'll paste what it says in the chat. Oh, hang on. I think that was private. Can you guys see that?
I can see it.
Yes,
Okay.
and I can't
Yeah.
understand it.
So as Balthus begins reading this out as he deciphers it off the stone. Go ahead and read that for me.
Fniglu miglflnafl waka nagalfatang.
Bless you. What do you think it means? I presume you read that with the spell. Or were you just trying to take the piss?
Unless a prank is being played on me, that is as far as the magic lets me divine.
Doesn't sound like any language I've ever heard.
No, it's not. It doesn't sound like common, obviously. It's what we're speaking now. It's not abyssal, deep speech, or primordial. Those are all the languages that I am fluent. The abyssal's good fun. It's it doesn't sound like that at all. Yes. Same thing in primordial as, and then in deep speech it's. But you know, it's easy to pick up.
Rolls off the tongue, really.
Yes, it would be quite.
Have an inspiration dice, my friend. Have an inspiration dice.
Ah, yes! I have to remember what they are. That is canon. The funny thing is, Abyssal is my first language. So the Common is my second language. Technically, looking at my character sheet, it goes Abyssal, Common, Deep Speech, Primordial. I don't know if it's alphabetical, but in my eyes, Common is my second language. That's why I've got a bit of an accent.
Alright, do you guys want to do any more fapping around at this stone, or?
Fapping around? We're investigating! No, I'm pretty satisfied here. So we go get that pearl.
Alright, you wander through the brush and over to the Heimat. Heimlich, it's not hard to source the pearl that you need. So for 100
Sweet.
gold pieces, you can have the pearl.
Oof. Can someone assist with the payment of this? I have limited funds.
Well, I suppose I'm going to be keeping the thing, so I might as well help you. How much? 50-50, shall we say?
That would suffice.
Okay, here's they're 5 platinum pieces.
Sweet.
1,
I
2,
spent 50
3,
gold
4, 5. There we go.
and the other 5 platinum to acquire this pearl.
Okay.
And then Well, since he's wearing them already, I may as well just like identify them.
Do you have it prepared? The spell?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, because you know it's a ritual, so you don't have to prepare it if you don't want to use the spell slot, but it costs an extra. It takes an extra hour to cast.
We can just stand in the middle of the shops doing this, it'll be fine.
Are you sure it's a ritual?
Yeah. Positive.
It's a ritual. It's got an R next to it.
Yeah. But if you've got it prepared, then it's basically instantaneous, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just. Well, I could suggest. But I can take to see Alwa to examine this, and.
It's honestly up to you. It depends how much you would need that magical ability today. It's up to you.
I think we may need it, so perhaps maybe we should get some breakfast and.
Just do it on the table? Yes, sounds great.
Sure.
Right, we'll get some breakfast. I'm starving.
I ain't had nothing but maggoty bread for
3 stinking days. Is that a soup for you, Bathurst? A small joke about the bad demise of the man. It's probably not for the best to mention it. No, okay, let's carry on.
I don't want any soup.
Where do you guys
get fish heads for breakfast?
Perhaps some bacon or sausages.
Yeah, there's a trend
Something
I
greasy
heard
would be
that was
nice.
inside. A trend I heard of from a far away. It's called eggies and baked. We'll get that.
Well, if you can find someone that does it.
Well, it's just an egg and some baked potatoes. Well, eggies, should it say. It's fantastic, apparently.
Eggies.
Eggy and baked.
egg and bakey?
Egg and bakey. That's it. Thank you. Someone walks past and just mentions that. Yeah, thank you.
Do you know where we could get some?
Silver Wagon does a fantastic egg and bakey.
Well, let's go to the Silver Wagon, to the egg and bakey, and then we could do a ritual on their table. I'm sure they'll be fine with it.
Sounds very suggestive.
Breakfast is a bit of a
Adult.
daily ritual.
Exactly. It's just the second ritual after the first.
Alright, so
We call it second breakfast.
an egg and bakey at the Silver Wagon will set you back 3 silver pieces each.
Okay.
And sweet. So
I would like to pile on some sausages, like every other cooked breakfast thing they have in addition to the egg and bakey.
Do they have hash browns?
they do have hash browns, yes.
Thrushmore breakfast.
Yeah. Basically, whatever you want to eat, it's like
Yeah.
modest meal, 3 silver pieces.
I'm gonna put down a gold on the table for my piece.
Ooh.
For my food.
They
Alright.
don't cook it better. There's not much quality in the house.
They appreciate the tip.
Oh, I'm getting my
paying for extra.
money's worth. I'm getting my money's worth.
Alright, so Heimlich, what are you identifying over breakfast?
My goggles.
Yes, correct.
Goggles?
The goggles.
The goggles.
Yep.
Alright, so Heimlich, did you just ping the spell in the chat for me? So you're
You bet I
using
can.
you using a spell slot for this one, or are you...
No.
Okay,
Doing this
so
ritual.
over the next hour, Heimlich grips the pearl in his hand and an owl feather in the other and makes his magic words and somatic gestures on the table. Makes the barkeep a little apprehensive at first, and then he realizes
After
that
about 40 minutes, he's alright with it.
he's like, well, I guess nothing's exploded yet. But you identify them as... I will whisper it to you.
Completely useless, not needed. I'll keep it.
The goggles say do nothing.
Well, tell me, man, what did you find?
They appear to be goggles of object reading.
Object reading. What does that mean?
Yeah. I
Make
also
your
know
read
how
better.
to use them. So how do I activate them, or how do I use them?
Alright, so well, if you you'll find it if you search in inventory for goggles of object reading. I'll pop up.
All right, that's you.
I've got finder's goggles, goggles of night, inquisitive goggles. I haven't got goggles of object reading.
Range.
Is it because it's Pathfinder?
No, they are definitely a 5e item.
Search an object. It's alright, I'll just look online for it. Goggles of object reading. There we go.
Okay, they're from a source book that I haven't bought yet, so I will add them for next session. But basically,
These
from,
leather-framed goggles feature purple crystal lenses. While wearing the goggles, you have advantage on intelligence arcana checks made to reveal information about a creature or an object you can see. In addition, you can cast the Identify spell using the goggles. Once you do so, you can't do so again until the next dawn. That is really cool. Okay. I am very much keeping hold of these. I do apologize.
They sound useful for an obelisk with strange glyphs on them.
You know, you might be right. Let's go! Runs out of the place just to test them out. He's very excited about the goggles. I imagine they're like those hipster goggles where you can kind of flip down the lenses. You got that little...
yeah.
And that's what puts the purple lenses. So I stand in front of the thing and stare at it.
Make an Arcana check with advantage.
Oh, nat 20.
Alright, so...
I presume you guys are running after me.
You can't...
Oh no, I'm finishing my meal.
This thing is so sort of ancient and obscure. You don't know what it is, but as you sort of study the aura that it's projecting through the goggles over the course of a few minutes, you deduce that it could possibly be used for communication and for displacement of physical matter, namely organic matter, like teleporting.
Oh, this seems like some sort of device that can take one organic matter from one place to another. In layman's terms, sort of teleportation.
Teleportation?
So maybe there's another thing on the receiving end. I don't know how to activate it, and quite frankly, the teleportation frightens me.
You also deduce from studying it that it has sort of a power source that needs to be replenished.
It needs AA batteries, apparently. Some sort of power source.
What are batteries?
Things that store power, like electricity.
Yes.
You know, like when you lightning. You know.
So you deduce that
Magic.
it is currently holding a charge or one or more charges.
Ooh.
And it can be depleted and it can be refueled, but you don't know by or how.
So it does have a charge in it, possibly two. Does anyone want to give it a go?
I'm not there.
I'm not the brave one in this group.
Heinrich? Well, it looks like Aoife has nominated herself by not being. No one tell her. We'll just give her a
I don't
cheeky
think
surprise.
that we need to teleport anything.
You don't. Well, not anything. Just Aoife. It's organic. Yes. That's all right. It'll be healthy for her to spend some time away from us. You know. No. Okay. That's.
Though she is away from us right now.
Is there some way to activate it? Do I know? Is there any way to figure out how to activate it, or is it kind of a mystery to me at this point?
You don't know. Yeah, you're unsure. You could sort of deduce the purpose of the magic, but not how. You can understand the why and what, but not the how.
Where's Tolly? We could test it on him, but I'm not. When we figure out what it is, we'll pitch it to Aoife, see what she thinks. Right, I guess we'll go back to get out of this rain. Yes.
Who? So,
Josh, I do need to wrap up.
Okay.
That's okay.
Balthus,
Yes.
I will remark, if you've studied both... Who was holding the Chain of Knights, the book you got from Oliver Zandalus's den?
I believe that was me. I think I picked it up for a bit of light reading.
Right. So as you've studied that during the rests that you had over the last 2 nights, so the first sort of 2/3 of the book were mostly focused on psychological ailments and both magical and non-magical methods of treating such things. And then in the last third of the book, it gets really spicy. It has a bunch of spells listed in it that would be of use to a wizard, but no one's a wizard in the party, so
Yuck.
not usable for them.
Wizards.
And following that, there is details on how to carry out a ritual which would pluck forth the dreams or nightmares of the person that the ritual is sort of carried out on, and then physically expunge them from their body, and sort of the intention is to just render the dreams as basically just inert ectoplasm.
Heinrich, you have that spell of dream, right?
I do have that spell on me, yes.
The book, I read a little bit last night. I only just really connected the dots now. Do you remember the book that we took from the library? The book of... What was it? The Book of Chains? Book of...
The Chain of Knights. You took it... It was
the
directly
spell-
from Zandalus's den.
Yeah, from Zandalus's den.
And it was detailed in the Journal of Elige Lysandra,
That's
the
what I
administrator.
thought, yeah.
It was the book. It was the book that Hazelton Lowes gave her in exchange for admittance to see Oliver Zandalus. He gave her a copy of it. And then,
I'm looking at that handout with
and then
both about it.
the end of her entry detailed her excitement of carrying out some ritual from the book on Oliver Zandalus.
Interesting. The Chain of Knights book, do you remember that? In fact, I've been reading it the past few nights when we got back. It's not good for your dreams. You have terrible nightmares. But anyway,
Oh, I thought you were masturbating.
No. That's just me. That's just me. Licking my lips to the spicy knowledge that I read.
Was it not 2 birds, 1 stone?
Is it what?
You were using the book as source material?
No. I don't get off to that sort of thing. I'm a man of flesh. A certain kind of flesh. Male, in fact, if you were wondering. Yes. But least of the matter. The book Chain of Knights, there's a passage in it that I only just recalled. Your dream spell. Yeah, it might be connected to it. According to the last few entries in the book, you could use someone's dreams as some sort of extract their dreams as some sort of ectoplasm. Maybe the creature inside their dreams. Sorry.
The intention of the ritual. The intention of the ritual is to cure people of chronic nightmares.
Okay, cool. Okay, that makes more sense. That sounds... Yeah, okay.
By literally removing them as basically goo from their body.
Do we think this has maybe happened to us with the man in the gas?
Most likely, unless the reverse was done. More like the creature was turned into an ectoplasm, and then somehow put inside us. So we had a shared nightmare. Probably made that creature stronger. But part of me thinks that maybe this ectoplasm is also connected to this power source. I feel if it's not my memory now, it could be a coincidence. So
It's an interesting theory.
Yes, I mean, the A-Fair, next time she give it a go, I guess. Because she's having those horrible, horrible nightmares about the things that she has done. Maybe next time we could give it a go, and maybe that what not only would get the nightmares out of our head, and maybe even you too, Bathus. If it works on your system, we can do it on you.
That would be good. I'm certainly filled with nightmares at the moment.
Yeah, I'm dreaming about lying on beaches with men swimming in water, and it's mildly fantastic until I get paralyzed. But we could remove those dreams if they become a bit more problematic for us. And if... Yes, it might be an idea. But it also could relate to our amnesia a little bit.
I mean, I can't recall, funnily enough, at the moment who said it, but didn't someone mention that we paid for something with our memories? Could this be the same spell, but maybe slightly different?
Possibly. Possibly.
Balthus, you've also spent the last 2 rests collating and studying the pages, the hundreds of pages that you gathered from Zandalus's den off the walls.
Yeah.
You think you've finally got them in the right order, and sort of, you've put them together basically as a book at this point, as a tome. You have deduced that there is some sort of magic aura about them, but to discover the purpose, you would need the benefits of an identify spell.
Oh, I mentioned that to Gideon, who's wearing the identify spell glasses.
He flicks his things down and goes, right, where are these... Give this a go, I'm very excited.
You might want to go... Oh wait, no, you're indoors right now. Well, if you want to stay at the Silver Wagon while Gideon looks these things over. It actually casts as a normal cast, so it only takes 60 seconds. Gideon flicks his goggles down. Has a quick breeze through, flicking the pages through rapidly.
Yes.
Gideon, you identify it now as a tome of understanding.
I understand now.
Basically, someone can spend a 48 hours over a period of 6 days or fewer studying the book's contents and the sort of cosmic implications of Zandalus's scribbles, once laid out in the right order, will increase the reader's wisdom score by 2.
Oh my god.
It's the implication.
Now.
But afterwards, the book will be rendered inert for a century.
This is a powerful book. He says in his mind, but to everyone else, oh no, it's completely useless. You don't need it. I'm kidding. No, this book.
I don't believe you.
this book, it's a marvel.
The comic.
It's Black Panther comic. It's fantastic. You've got to read between the lines. It's really, really interesting. But no. It's a book of knowledge.
Oh.
It will, if you study it for a 48-hour period, no wee breaks, you will increase part of your, not intelligence, the good kind of smarts, the wisdom sort of smarts.
Oh.
It's more like learnt knowledge, not from a book, but from experience,
Oh, wisdom.
Yes, wisdom. Sorry, yes, I was trying to find the word without saying it. But yes, but it's useless basically. You could just read a book and you'll get smarter. So I don't know why. This is one book that makes you smarter from not reading books. It's almost like cheating, so I won't have any part of it. So actually, yeah, who here has a wisdom score based thing? Because it's probably better we direct that towards something like that rather than just giving it to someone. Because, for instance, I've got a 0 wisdom. I don't plan on improving my wisdom. I don't plan on using this.
I have a +2, actually.
Unless we sell it.
I have one spell right now.
You could still sell it after it's used.
Oh, yeah, good point. But it won't be. We'll be like, yeah, we never used it.
I mean, it'll still be a valuable book. Like, it's rendered inert, but only for a century, so it's still a tome that has mind-expanding cosmic knowledge within it, even if the magic has gone inert for a period. So,
Well, we'll keep hold of it just in case we get to use it again. Yeah. I don't know how long you're planning on running this campaign for, but... but... Rangers, the spell casting is wisdom, isn't it?
It literally doesn't matter because they only get 3 spell slots.
But that will improve with the +2. You'll get an extra spell slot, won't you? No, you get another. You
spell
can
slots are
memorize.
level based.
Level based.
Yeah.
Well, it's no use to me. I'm not going to use it, like at all. The only thing it's going to improve is maybe like I'm going to get a +1 from it. I don't think. I'm pulling myself out of this. If you guys want to roll off or anything
it'll
like that,
also bestow knowledge of certain things as well.
see then now
Okay.
Gideon's more interested because he is a gatherer of knowledge. So he would like to read it in the sense that like he will gather knowledge, but it's because of that +2 I'm holding back.
Well, I mean, could you not gather the knowledge anyway after you've read it, even if you don't gain it to wisdom?
Oh yeah,
No.
yeah. Oh damn it.
Yeah.
Well then,
okay.
that's the only reason Gideon is interested. Because of the
Okay.
actual, because he's a knowledge fiend. He loves learning and studying things. So that's the only reason he would go for it. But I'm holding back because of the worth of that +2 to someone. And my vote would be for the ranger, just because it is a useful stat for just in case any of the spells that she gets start using, spell damage via her stat. What are you sitting on at the moment for your wisdom? Aether.
14. No, sorry, 12. Yeah, 14. Sorry.
So that would push it to a 6. It'll be +3 then. I mean, that's
Yeah.
valuable.
I would also be +3 if I used it.
But you're charisma based your spells,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's not as good for me.
And then I know as an artificer we use intelligence and whatever else.
It's also for whoever uses it +1 to perception and +1 to wisdom saving throws, so which is a very common
Yeah.
saving throw.
That's the only thing that I was going to say. Is
Yeah,
it helps with perception and insight.
Yeah. I've only got one spell at the moment that has wisdom as its base.
No, I mean like saving against other people's wisdom saving throws is what I mean.
I reckon we should give it to Aether. I
Like
think
a gibbering
Aether
mouther.
should... Well, it's only a plus... I don't see the value in my character +1. I don't. So my vote is for Aether to have it. She's the only one that would really benefit from it.
The
Hey,
only
for once, I'm fine with that.
the only problem with that is I don't think she would be all that interested in reading it.
Okay.
Character
Spending
was-
48 hours of the next 6 days.
You're just
Reading your
Gideon
book.
going, no, just stop falling asleep. You've got to read this.
Yeah.
See, this part, it's
don't think-
really interesting. He's almost kicking himself for it. Well, if you're not taking it, I'll put my... If the person who would actually benefit from it the most doesn't want it, I will then put
Yeah,
myself back on the board, just because character-wise he would
yeah.
really like to read it.
I
Because
don't think Aether would be all that interested in necessarily.
Gideon will
reading
lock
it.
himself away for 48 hours without talking to anyone, no wee breaks. Limit his liquid intake so he doesn't need to go to the bathroom. He'll only chew dry ice. That's
And
how he is.
hardtack.
And hardtack.
Yeah.
Yep. So it depends what you two want.
If Aether doesn't want it, then I'm happy to roll you for it.
Yeah, we can roll for it.
Alright. So glad my rolls have been great tonight. Alright. 10.
Where the hell do I roll?
Oh,
There's a little
one,
dice tray in
probably-
the bottom right.
Oh god, bottom right. I haven't got a good dice tray.
The dice tray is not there for you guys? Should be.
The dice tray
Yeah.
underneath the chat bar.
That's new.
Yeah, it's
Ah,
new.
that's
Yeah.
new.
That's a new module.
Gideon.
Fuck. Alright, go on.
Oh,
And it's yours, Jaime.
Hey, I'm
Oh my
like,
god. I
Yeah,
guess
so the three of you
best way
do
to read it.
a three-way scissors paper rock with Heim like coming out on top with double rock.
this is I call Heimlich out for cheating using his bone dice.
But how would you use his bone dice in rock, paper, scissors?
They're lucky dice,
He threw them at me to distract me.
Best 2 out of 3. I really want to read it. Well, when you're done with it, I'll have a read.
Of course, you can have a read after. There's actually, it'll help with one of my my cantrips anyway. So.
Oh fuck yeah!
Not
Well
the
then,
worst.
take it. I'm more Which cantrip? Bell.
Toll of the Dead. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Perfect.
Sick. All right, yeah, I'm happy with that.
Okay, so at this point the barkeep comes over. He's like, "Look, either buy a drink or get out."
We bought breakfast.
You finished eating 45 minutes ago.
Yes, I know, but look, we have a book. Do you like my
I
glasses?
give him a gold coin.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yes.
Well, if you don't mind, can I have some ale?
Yeah, coming right up. He serves you a lukewarm ale.
We sit here for the next 48 hours watching Heimlich.
Yeah, so that you have to spend 48 hours over the next 6 days studying it, not including long rest time.
So I mathed it out, and being an elf, only needing 4 hours to long rest, still gives you 12 hours of actual being awake time over 6 days.
No, 24.
No, if you split up to like do the 48 hours over 6 days.
Yeah,
gives you
like, but
including long rest.
you got 4 spare hours during the long rest because you only rest for 4 of the 8. So that's 24 hours over 6 days.
Wait, I'm confused.
So like so a long rest is 8 hours, right?
Yeah.
And the elves only have to meditate for 4 of that 8 hours. So 6 times 4 of the excess is 48. Is 24. Sorry.
Yeah, 24 hours.
Heimlich's human.
I meant like you get 12 hours per day, including reading time and long rest time.
Right. Yeah.
Over 6 days. Yeah.
But Heimlich's human, so he still has to
Yeah. So
deal
you
with
get
regular human. So you're just boasting at this point.
So
Yeah.
he can,
I could have read this before you could. No.
he can like if he wants like bypass rest and take exhaustion points, or it's up to him.
We could just chill.
Yeah,
for
might
the
do
next
that.
4 days.
All right, but what's the next stop of the day? What's the next activity?
I guess we're kind of waiting for the guy to do his thing out the front of the thing so we can run at him and go, stop that! No!
Ah, okay, so you want to linger at the silver wagon till he shows up?
Maybe we get on his level and get drunk.
Yeah, Aoife's looking
Very
to do
ahead
that.
of you. I have like a hip flask. I pull out and take a swig.
Gideon's looking at
When did
several
you get
different...
a hip flask?
It's his alchemist.
Oh, the
flask.
alchemy jug. It's like
Yep.
big old hip flask. Alright, so you guys, you got to be drinking till Elgrior shows up?
Well, I'll spend an hour preparing my alchemist.
Well, if we're drinking, I'm gonna
Elixir.
start reading this book.
Alright. Well, he shows up an hour later. At just before
1
midday.
hour.
You hear
That's like 4
from-
or 5 hours later. Nice.
from upstairs, outside the tap room, out in the streets, you hear some screaming and hollering, and then you hear distinctly hear the innkeeper upstairs, the woman you met the day before. She's like, "Oh, God damn it, Elgor! Get away from my establishment!" And he's like, you know,
Oh no, I think that's our cue to go get him, fellas.
Yes. Extra.
Well, after you, because again, I've been banned from like non-confrontational confrontations.
By yourself. Yes, no, I'm more than happy to go out. And I'll start wandering towards the door.
Alright, so you guys wander outside into the midst of the shouting. You see Elgrior, is it indeed out the front, holding his wooden sign with the end is nigh painted on it. There's a few onlookers that have gathered around. Yes, heed my words, people of Thrushmoor, for the witch, she comes, for the second coming of the Thrushmoor vanishing. He sees the 4 of you sort of file out the door. He's like, "Whoa! Beware, people of Thrushmoor, for here comes the harbingers of doom, the fiends from the asylum, the dogs of Count Hazelton Lals."
Did he just call me a dog?
He did
I
call
believe
you
he
a
called
dog.
us all dogs.
Do you remember what happened last time someone called me a dog? I almost
Yes.
killed him.
Right, now we're getting You said you weren't going to be threatening this time.
Well, I didn't
One
threaten
second.
him yet. You might want to sort
What
him
is
out
what
before I
is
do
your
kill
issue
him.
with us? Because we're not the only ones who came over from the asylum.
It's a little convenience that when Hazelton's dogs return, that the people start disappearing from the streets.
Well, no, you've been disappearing from the streets for a week before
How
we
many
turned
of
up.
them? How many of them are you stashing at the asylum? What have you done with the sister Pharasma?
There's nothing. We're trying to find her. I don't know what you're talking about. You're causing a fuss when there's nothing to be fussed over. Yes, we were the dogs of the person from the thing before, but we have no memory of that. It's why we were sent to the asylum. We got amnesia. We are back now. We're trying to solve things, make them better. We've killed a witch that happened to be doing activities nearby. We have stopped gibbering fleshy things at Pier 19. We've killed them. We've even managed to kill a creature that was made of puddles, which, as you can see, it's still fucking raining. So it could have travelled anywhere in town. The things that you are shouting about are complete nonsense, and no one should pay any attention to you.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, yeah, with my -1.
I think I'll give you, no, wait. I'll give you advantage on that just because of the excellent monologue.
Thank you.
Oh, still not that
much
good.
better. Still not
He
better.
Spits at your feet and he's like, "Don't talk gibberish to me,
Don't
goblin."
make me spit back.
Yeah.
I'm not a goblin. You see, he has no intelligence. I am clearly human. Ha! Check out this man. He's never even read a book that happens to tell the difference between species and subspecies between the things. But you be a learned man and read a book.
He's like, "This hobgoblin wearing clothes."
Again, you think
Allied.
that's not even have the
Gruesome
complexion of a
standing behind
hobgoblin.
him.
You don't make sense.
Along with the town drunkard, he points at Heimlich. He's like,
Now that I can confirm, but we've paid off his bill and he no longer drinks as much.
At this point, I cast magical tinkering, so his sign now emits a really foul odor. Like it's even like more pungent and disgusting than what he normally smells like.
so you blatantly go up and like cast a charm on an enchantment on his sign. He's like, Aaron, you see, mystical assault on the soothsayer. What have you done?
No, I think you just soiled yourself. That's all I can smell.
Go, Gotham smells
You are.
from the abyss.
This doesn't happen if you were
So
to
you
take care of
see,
yourself.
People
You
of
would-
Thrushmore, everything they touch turns to shit. A pox on you.
Well, not
A pox
quite.
on the four of you.
Well, that's just
Murderers.
rude. No poxes. You could get pox. I mean, in this weather, yes, we might contain some kind of pox, maybe a cold or a bit of sniffles, but a pox won't just become upon us just because you've said so. If so, you're the magical one who's doing things to us, and it's like, we've done nothing to harm you guys as of the present 48 hours we've been here. Before that, I mean, it doesn't count.
Doombringers. Doombringers.
His sign also now says, "I'm a big poo-poo head." So,
he's already
because I can do the visual effects.
He's already thrown his sign to the ground once it started stinking. It's like,
Do I look over the crowd? Is anyone like really listening to him, or are they paying him no attention?
and it's because of your abysmal persuasion check.
Yeah.
Everyone's sort of like, they're not really taking a side of either. They're just sort of murmuring and pointing at like all five of you, and just sort of like, there's shifty looks coming your way. You see people going to get their rotten tomatoes and pitchforks, and there's.
So, okay, what is your problem with us exactly, and how can we solve it?
You are fiends.
Right,
Bringers
yes.
of the dark times.
This is still not any helpful in finding out how we can assist you.
Foul, you can assist us by leaving Thrushmore. Leave
Okay,
us be.
And what? Leave you to the demise of your own people? Leave you to the demise of... Well, the witch is no longer a problem. Other things that are going on. Clearly there's something spooky happening in this town, and we want to get to the bottom of it. Not to mention, we want to find out why we don't remember. But we're learning that we probably shouldn't remember at the same time. But what is if you give us some way, point us in the direction that you'd like us to help you, we'll be more than happy to help.
He just continues screaming over the top of you while you're trying to communicate with him, and
Oh, for heavens! Is it people still watching?
yep. There's a bigger crowd gathering now at this point.
How many? You're in the crowd. He'll then Heinrich. Sorry, not Heinrich. Gideon. Sorry, Gideon will turn to the crowd. How many of you believe the shoutings of this madman? I see many of you pass the street as he stands there shouting at you as you just calmly want to walk into the tavern and have a beer. Even the person who owns the tavern's a bit upset about it. We're all just trying to get along, and this man is ruining it. I'm not saying we lock him up. I'm just saying we should not listen to his complaints, to his shoutings and ravings. He's clearly a madman who really has nothing really going on between the two ears inside of his head. If he has some sort of mental illness, I apologize for being ableist.
One woman pipes up from the crowd. She's like, "But what can we do? The militia are gone, and the constable won't remove him."
What remove? Mob mentality.
You
Why
were
not?
about to get rid of the painter before. Surely
Yes.
a drunkard, poses no threat to such a great mob as you lot.
Yes. All you need to do is
roll a persuasion check.
good, actually. Oh.
You see the crowd begin to murmur among themselves. So you see some of them nodding in agreement with Balthus. They're like, they're getting a little bit angry now. Elgriel sort of get his gas sort of he loses a little bit of wind and sort of sees that the tide's turning against him, and he's like, no, listen not to these demons as they corrupt your mind. The Rushmore vanishing. It is coming, my friends. We must correct the path now. We must drive these evil beings from our town and take control once again.
But this was occurring before we even turned up. These disappearances weren't linked to us at all. We were in the asylum. When we came to town, we were informed that people were disappearing. This has nothing linked to us. We've only been in town for 48 hours at most.
And you mentioned a witch, which we had nothing to do with, knew nothing about, and then went and dealt with one, but you've told of it, so surely you're connected to the witch.
Who else knows about this witch? I know it's a folktale of this town, but how do you know she's back?
At this point, a rotten tomato arcs high out of the crowd and strikes Balthus across the side of the head. You're covered in red rotten tomato.
Alright, stop that. Who threw that?
There's laughter and angry murmuring from the crowd, and then all of a sudden there's an onslaught of rotten vegetables at both the four of you and Elgrior himself. He picks up his smelly, vandalized sign to sort of shield himself from the barrage of vegetables. And it says, yes.
I raise my shield.
He sort of flees the area holding his side up like a riot shield while the four of you continue to be pummeled by vegetables thrown by the crowd.
I'm gonna take a couple of steps towards the crowd, pulling my quarterstaff out and swinging it in front of me. And if I continue to get hit by fruit, I'm gonna extract some justice on the person that threw it at me.
It's the episode of The Simpsons where it's like, I'm just gonna keep walking this way, swinging my quarterstaff, and you happen to walk in.
That's it.
Roll an intimidation check, Aoife.
Roll high.
Did it work?
It did not.
No.
Have you refreshed or something recently? You need to press the button.
I might do that. D&D Beyond. Hurry up.
I like that. There we go.
Yeah.
Alright, a 12. You see the people at the front of the crowd recoil and sort of run out of the way, but it doesn't disperse the crowd. The onslaught of tomatoes continues.
We'll run out of rotten tomato soon. It'll be fine.
I'm gonna start laying about me with my quarterstaff.
A foot.
Make a roll to hit.
God, Jesus Christ. I mean, the heavens above that. Why?
You swing like too wildly, like your eye is filled with rotten fruit, and you accidentally fall face first into the mud. There's raucous laughter from the crowd, and so they continue to pummel you while you're down with vegetables. So
See,
it's like,
how are we a threat? Look at us. We can barely stand up.
I'm going to throw
Not
my
a-
quarterstaff at Gideon.
I've got my shield up, but you can try.
I'm still throwing it.
Oh. That hits. Stop that. Oh, okay, fair enough. Shut up.
It's only the first one. It's the top one. It's
Oh.
4 damage.
these guys you're just gonna stand there
Ow,
and
fuck
just,
my kneecaps.
you're just gonna stand there and continue taking the pummeling, or you go to...
You know what? I will. Because this will mean that the town finally gets their rage out on it. They finally get over the idea of this. And we could just cast, if one of us knows precipitation, and it won't matter. So I will allow it. I'll put my shield down, and I'll allow it to get hit by these fruit. Because it means that the town will get their bad energy out of it, and then we'll just be a joke in the town. So yes, we will be an anecdote. And then people will be fine with us. I think this is a good thing. The town needs to do this to recover from the bad shit that we have done in our past. We need to accept the fruit salad.
Alright, you stand there. Oh, but does everybody else agree with this?
No,
I
I'm
T-pose.
picking up my
I
quarterstaff and
T-pose.
walking away.
I
Alright.
T-pose and allow it to happen.
I'm going back inside for another beer.
Yeah, I'm just turning around and going, see, we're being driven away. What? Why couldn't you have just done
Actually,
the idiot?
Can
Gideon's used to people judging him at this point because of his face.
Where did El Grio go off to?
You don't know. He scattered and ran up the road.
Which way did I see?
Towards the east.
I'm gonna walk that way. I wanna see if I can track him down.
Alright, cool. Meanwhile, so Aoife runs off. Malthus, what do you do?
I'm going back to the bar. I'm just saying, you know what?
Alright.
You've proven you can drive people away. Do
Alright,
this more often, maybe.
Gideon T-poses and stands there and takes the pummeling over the next 2 minutes or so. Heimlich and Balthus, you turn around. You try to walk back inside. As you do, the innkeeper standing behind the counter like, oh, no, you two are a mess. Get out.
Join me, gentlemen.
God damn it.
I use prestidigitation to clean myself,
Alright.
See?
as one of its effect is you instantly clean or soil an object no larger than 1
Well,
cubic
as-
feet. So I choose my clothing.
Okay, so you do it before leaving the
You
inn.
also
make
do that
yourself...
to me.
Oh yeah, no, I'll do it to everyone that wants to go into the inn.
Heimlich,
I'll
why are you
clean
lying
up.
down?
Okay, so Heimlich, yeah, you clean off Balthus and Heimlich. I mean, you're still inside the inn at this point, so the innkeeper, she sees it, she's like, all right, then, go on. Meanwhile, Gideon comes trudging in after almost just 5 minutes straight of cathartic, brutal pummeling outside. Once they ran out of fruit, they just started picking up handfuls of mud and flinging it at him. He even swears at one point something that smells like feces even collided with him.
Gideon pays no notice. He's
trudge,
fine with it.
You trudge back inside. Heimlich and Balthus have already gone downstairs to the tap room. So you walk inside, the innkeeper's like, oh, no, don't even think about it.
No, it's fine. Look, I'll go get our spellcaster. He can clean me off. He can clean the floor off. It'll be like nothing's done. Here, and he fumbles in his pocket and he pulls out like 2 gold pieces. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Look, just don't worry about it. It's very cathartic for the town. You know, there's a lot of stress at the moment. I thought I'd, use this. It's fine. It's fine.
She like looks at the muddy 2 gold pieces you slap down on the counter, and she's like, oh. Yeah, that'll do it.
Don't worry. All right, fair enough. I walk down and said, Malthus, I need you.
As soon as I hear my name, I walk up and we'll go clean him up.
Alright.
Fantastic, thank you. At the floor, muddy footprints.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright.
And walks back inside. He's very comfortable with the idea of a servant.
The 3 of you sit down for a drink and just contemplate what you just witnessed and were involved with. Meanwhile, Aoife, make a survival check to track Elgriel. What is your favorite enemy, by the way? Have you picked one yet?
I hadn't picked one.
Okay.
Really.
All right. Elgriel's trail.
Humanoids every time.
Elgriel's trail has been concealed by the heavy downpour of rain, and you're unable to track him, even with the pungent scent coming off his sign.
Oh, I should have cast Hunter's Mark on him.
What do you do then?
After coming up north, I'm just gonna head back to the towards the tavern slowly. How far did I get searching for him? A fair way?
No, not too far. Like maybe a block away before you realize it was pointless. The trail's just getting covered up too quickly.
Actually, while I'm still walking, I figure may as well go see what what's her name? Cleta Binter has been doing for the arrowheads that we requisitioned from her.
Okay, sweet. So you wander off
look
to Binter's smithy, and meanwhile, yeah, the other three of you stare at each other across the table, just silently, heads like slowly shaking back and forth. And we will call it there tonight.
Beautiful.
Yeah, boy.
My friends.
I just thought, like, if the whole town currently is scared, angry about this witch, they've clearly gone through shit with us, just allow them to take out this rage. It's cathartic, you know?
just standing there in a T-pose, just taking...
Getting hit by, like, 50 different people throwing things at you. Children running up and, like, going really close, throwing and missing it, and going, no, don't try again, it's fine, it's fine. Try again. Yeah, oh, that's, look, Crowd, like, love. Step right.